What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Thursday, and we're here obviously with a preseason game. Josh Davis with Thomas Mott, and it's great to have you back in studio. By the way, hope the trip at Alaska was fun, but it's only right to see you back in studio.
Only right to be back in studio. Fun trip, but we got bigger things to fry right now, Josh. Preseason game number 2, a little bit of weather happening right now in Foxborough, and the news, which I'm sure we should probably start with. People are wondering, will the Eagle starters be playing? Yes and no. Much like last week, you're going to see a lot of the starters on defense. They didn't say all starters on defense. I'm sure we'll got some stuff on that here in a second. But, Josh, the offensive starters will not be playing. Your initial reaction to no more Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown for at least another week.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And also, by the way, shout out to everybody else in the chat. See you guys. Appreciate you hanging out. Hit the like button if you haven't already. But to your point there, the offensive starters not playing. You see also on your screen that Mekhi Becton is not suited up. So we can talk about the right guard competition and what that means or doesn't mean, or speculation there. But I think that it's a big deal. And you talk about which guys are going to get reps out there, which guys are getting the night off. There's still some positions, granted, that are going to have some competition, but it is a telltale sign when you see Mekhi Becton not suiting up and you're like, all right, well, Tyler Steen's going to go out there for the right guard position. So I'm going to be fascinated to see how well he plays and if that can change anything, or if it's just like, hey, you know what, the mind's made up. I feel like I'm leaning towards it. It doesn't matter too much. Even if Steen plays well, then you're like, cool, great. We have a great backup option. But was hoping to get the offensive starters. Again, it makes sense because we're looking at the weather, the situation we've had there for both games now, I guess. I hope, if anything, this is just one of those situations where we get all the rain and bad weather out of the way in preseason, and we don't see that in the regular season, because how many times were we during the regular season last year? Like, could we just get a one game where there's not any sort of weather situation? So I don't know. We'll see. But yes, there's still positional battles going on, like you say.
Plenty of positional battles. I will say, Josh, I think the Eagles need to play their starters at some point during the preseason. I guess now the final option is the final preseason game next Saturday at Lincoln Financial Field. You remember going into the week 1 against the Patriots last year, they hadn't played the starters all preseason long, and a rainy game in Foxborough, and they were a little bit rusty. It took them a little while to kind of get things going, and all of us said, oh, there's the rust. Patrick Mahomes this weekend is going to play an entire first half. Caleb Williams is going to do something very similar. Like, they are playing a bunch of starters on other football teams, and the Eagles have chosen not to. And in a brand new offensive system, I would like to see them at some point. Now, again, if it's pouring rain, which at least in the pregame it was in Foxborough, we'll have updates on that here in just a couple of minutes. That's a different story. But right now, it would just nice to see the offensive guys go a little bit. Although, Josh, as you mentioned, plenty of defensive battles. There's the rain. You mentioned it on the screen. It is pouring rain early in pregame in Foxborough. Most of the defensive starters will play. My guess is that means no Jalen Carter, probably no Jordan Davis. Both linebackers will. I think both cornerbacks will. I think both safeties will, minus C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the defense, again, much like last week, is going to be the ones to keep an eye on here, because there are still some position battles to be had, most notably the linebacker spot.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I mean, we talk about linebacker, and immediately I think that the name that starts to come up, or I guess it did before, but even more so now, is Jeremiah Trotter Jr., right? Like, there's still the Zach Bond, there's still the Jacoby Dean, and they're probably up there closer. But Jeremiah Trotter Jr. has been making plays and making his presence felt. So the question is, like, honestly, not even a question of if, but just when Jeremiah Trotter Jr. starts to assert himself into that lineup. Like, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see how it goes there, but he's going to get plenty of opportunity, especially in a game. Weather's not as bad anymore, according to reports. Kind of cleared up somewhat. But yes, you saw lots of rain beforehand. You don't play the starters. You're going to get lots of reps for guys like that. Maybe there's a little bit more of a focus on the ground game anyway, but it will be curious to see. Does Jacoby Dean, can he do something in coverage? Can he win that spot from Zach Bond? Does Zach Bond even get the start, right? Like, is he out there to play with the first team, or is it with the second team? I would be shocked if, he's one of the guys that they're like, nah, let's just not put him out there as far as the starters go. But officially, like you said too, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis will not be playing. No reason for them to anyway, so I don't think there's any issues on that side. But yeah, it's you look at the linebacker battle, you look at some of the secondary. We talk about cornerback 2, who's going to win out that? Will it be Isaiah Rodgers? Will it be Kelee Ringo? That one has still been a pretty good matchup. We think back to the Ravens game. Kelee Ringo made several plays, he asserted himself. You hear from joint practice, he made some plays, but he also got beat on a couple. So there's still spots up for grabs, and that's what I'd be interested in. Lots of areas. Even though it's second preseason game, we're not getting to look at the offensive starters. There's still, as everyone knows, lots of opportunity for the guys, and they got to go out there and seize it.
Philadelphia coming off of the joint practice on Tuesday versus the, obviously, New England Patriots, your opponent tonight, in a joint practice that Philadelphia really dominated from all ends, especially on the defensive line front. And in terms of Patriots starters tonight, you'll see the majority of them on offense. Jacoby Brissett is technically still their starter at quarterback. Drake Maye, though, is going to play the entire second quarter and into the third quarter. You're going to see a lot of the rookie out of UNC tonight. Be very exciting for the backup Philadelphia Eagle defenders and secondary pieces. You mentioned Kelee Ringo to go against one of the potential bright young stars in the National Football League. At least Patriots are hoping Drake Maye becomes that here in just a couple of minutes. Other players to watch out for who are not necessarily battling for key starting roles, Jacob, but very interesting to watch. Moro Ojomo, it's his birthday today. Defensive tackle coming out of Texas, year 2. He's had an incredible training camp so far and was really, really good in that first preseason game a couple of days ago. Keep that up, and you're not only going to make the team, which almost seems like a guarantee now, but you also have a very, very strong chance to get a ton of actual reps during the regular season watching Moro Ojomo. And we talked about these cornerbacks and these safeties and where everybody's at, behind people. Quinyon Mitchell had a really, really good opening drive last week in the Eagles' first preseason game. If he can duplicate that, I think he's going to play a decent amount tonight. The hype building around the Eagles' first-round draft pick is only going to go ahead and grow.
It's really incredible, quite honestly, because you look at last year, Jalen Carter living up to the hype, granted preseason, but he still did that in the regular season. He hit the rookie wall. A lot of rookies do, lived up to the hype. To see that in another first-round pick so far from what we see in Quinyon Mitchell, it's the same case in point. So, yeah, I'm going to be interested. How much does he see in the slot? How much does he see on the outside? Yeah. If they do that with the versatile, positions there, and how many drives or opportunities does he actually get to play? I can't imagine it's going to be a lot, but still, if he does get a little bit, maybe one driver possession on the or in the slot, and then one driver possession outside, just to kind of mix it up, because ultimately, his for sure spot is going to end up being on the outside. It's just a question of when they end up moving him there. But yeah, it's another exciting part to be watching. Also, appreciate everybody. We're getting the likes up to 103, past 100 combined. So we appreciate that. If you've not already hit the like button, it helps out all the guys, whoever your favorite player is, or whoever you want to make the roster. Some way, shape, or form, it somehow helps them. I can't tell you how it does, but the analysis says that likes help to do that. So hit the like button for us. We appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe too. We've got some awesome stuff planned. Got some graphics here, which I can probably go ahead and good
Throw
time now to get the scoreboard up. So let's see if we can make that happen. And there we go.
Let's mention this quickly here from an Eagles reporter, Jimmy Kempski. All Eagles linebackers are in uniform, as are all the cornerbacks except Slay. That tells you that everyone's going to play basically in the second level, the back 7 for Philadelphia. Also notable in uniform tonight and playing, Bryce Huff, whereas Sweat, Carter, Davis, and Williams are all not. So the only real starter there on the Eagle defensive line who's getting reps is Bryce Huff, which is very interesting, Josh. I mean, that's your $17 million a year guy. You're not playing anybody else on the starting defensive line, and Huff is going to be the one to go ahead and play out there. Does he need more reps? Does Fangio kind of single him out to get him more comfortable in Eagle defense? That's something to keep an eye on here, especially on the defense.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That tells you quite a bit from the fact that he's the only guy that you would assume is, all right, he's the starter. But as Fangio had said, you need to have him out there. You need to get those reps. He's got to be better in coverage. We're hoping that he can get to that point. Made some progress in the joint practice, but still, it's a newer position. So yeah, why not? You know what? Throw him out there, see if he can handle it, get a little bit more accustomed to the scheme and where he's going to be at. But yeah, that is actually a good point you throw out there. Jarky Beef, I appreciate that. Says, is Josh Mike going to explode again? The goal is no. I mean, that's
not happening.
We're really not trying to do that anymore, but appreciate everybody who's tuned back in after losing an eardrum last week. You've got one more. So we promise to not ruin that one for you. Also, shout out to Anthony DeBona, who's tuning in here. Says, so the right guard battle has been decided. Now we watch and see how the battles play out at wide receiver 3, cornerback 2, and linebacker. And those are kind of the big ones, quite honestly.
Callie Zoom says, can't decide if I should have this or the game up while at work. Obviously this. We're going to be basically broadcasting the game with the brand new graphics, which are a lot of fun. And we give you the full analysis versus what it will likely be the Patriot broadcast because they are the home team on the NFL Network tonight. That is my guess. So up to you. But at the same time, that would be, a little bit annoying if you had to listen to the Patriot people talk about how incredible New England has been. Whereas during joint practices, Josh, we both covered this on our shows this week. They really weren't. I mean, the start of joint practices versus the Patriots on Tuesday, you saw Drake Maye go 9 for 9. He was hot early. And then after that, every single Patriot beat writer said they have not seen that many sacks or, fake sacks, if you will, because they can't hit the quarterback from an Eagle defensive line or any defensive line against the Patriots in a very, very long time. Very excited to see how the Eagle backup defensive line plus Bryce Huff does if they continue to go ahead and do what they doubled down on during the Tuesday joint practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they I try to take it as somewhat with a grain of salt. And I know everyone does because it's the preseason. And offensively, the Patriots are not that great. Most everyone knows that, would admit that, understands it. Defensively, though, they're solid. And so, I think you could take some from it and go, okay, well, the offense played well in joint practice. They did give up some pressures, but Jalen still did not throw an interception. So there's kind of a back and forth on that side. But yeah, you know what? It still comes down to, we made the same case in point of Nolan Smith whenever he got the sack against Baltimore, of people going like, yeah, but that's against the second string, right? Like, and he did it the same thing against Fred Johnson whenever he beat him in practice. Like, well, that wasn't against Lane Johnson. He's only able to go up against who he's being guarded or who's being blocked by. So it's the same situation there. I understand that, yeah, it's not the upper echelon offensive line in the league, but you know what? You should still do that, right? And how many times did we see last year you're playing against lesser competition and they didn't take advantage or didn't put up those numbers? Now, still, I will say it was practice, but according to most reports, it was anywhere from like 11 to 14 sacks of sorts.
It was a lot. Yeah.
So that's a win. That's all you can ask for from that, guys. Now, yeah, you want to parlay it now into real live action and see if, you can get after the quarterback there. The Patriots are still trying to figure out who their starters are. That does speak to the lesser of the O-line, but we'll see. I'm interested. We're going to have that taking place here in just a second. Looks like they're getting fairly close to the kickoff. Not quite yet. We will have that along with the graphics. I did see a question earlier asking about if the game will be shown here. Unfortunately, no. We would love to share the game with you guys. If YouTube would let us, one of these days, they'll say, hey, you know what, content creators, just go ahead and stream it. People are going to be watching the product wherever. Probably not. That probably won't happen. But unfortunately, we can't share it with you guys. So it's the next best thing. We got the game tracker, the customize here that we will be following along, providing the play-by-play analysis and some highlights there, but not the game stream, unfortunately.
There you go. We got a super chat, which you'll throw up here from Pimp Juice, who says, as soon as I get home, throwing the game on the TV and keeping the stream on with the headphones. There you go. That's the way to do it. That would be the ideal way. If you want to listen to us while still watching the game, or if you're, of course, working like a lot of people do in the evenings, you go ahead and hang out with us throughout the night shift. A lot of people do that as well. Over 600 people watching our stream right now. We'll mention this for 2 seconds. No more Justin Simmons talk, Josh. That's officially over. That's fun. And we have known that for a very long time. But Justin Simmons officially going to Atlanta now, which is very interesting. The week 2 matchup is going to be tough.
Right in your backyard.
Yeah. It's going to be very, very fun.
Talk about a team that's loaded up on defense as we await the kickoff for this preseason matchup. But for Atlanta, like a Justin Simmons, and you've made moves for Matt Judon, obviously too, for those that were not aware. But it's so close to the season, and you make 2 big moves like that. It's one thing to make, for one, just one, but then also just to make any sort of move. But they're like, hey, let's go ahead and just load up this defense with some former All-Pros and some All-Pros on the roster. Heck, you needed it, I guess, for some of that depth. But it's kind of crazy.
Looks like we are getting the Patriot broadcast on the NFL Network. We're getting Jason and Devin McCourty, both broadcasting this one with whoever their play-by-play guy is. And so if you were going to have a little bit of a bias on the actual NFL Network broadcast, that has been officially confirmed. I guess how it's going to work for all these NFL Plus streaming websites is the fact that there's going to be a home game, home broadcast, away game. You're doing the home broadcast is how it works. So the Eagles will probably have the home broadcast next Saturday during that one as well. As people are entering the chat, 600 people hanging out with us. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Judon in Atlanta, Eagles matchup just got a lot harder, said Weedus Works Rex. I agree. Very interesting there. Douglas Simon says, did anyone say Justin Simmons? No, we didn't say Justin Simmons. No, we are.
We're done. We're done saying that name.
We've been done for a while, but
one that was not going to be on the thumbnails or speculation or anything, for forever. At least linked to Philly, that is.
There you go. There you go.
Forever at that point. Shout out to Nate. Nate's with the 2 bomb here. Says, who are you guys looking at tonight? Thoughts on defensive back? Yeah, talking about that briefly. I think we mentioned a lot of the different names. One that we didn't talk about a whole lot, but maybe a little bit more so. Jalyx Hunt, I was also throw out there of keeping an eye on for, how much is he going to play and the reps that he gets. Obviously a standout against Baltimore, but if this guy, if he continues to make plays for one, but also is like a noticeable, like, hey, his athleticism is shining, his versatility, which Fangio's talked about. it kind of be crazy beforehand to admit this or to say this, but it's getting less and less of a crazy stance to take that he might get fairly significant snaps as far as the rotation goes. Because he's, I mean, as if you look at those edge rushers and guys who come off the ball and play coverage, so far from what we've seen, he looks the most fluid, which is maybe not surprising from that standpoint. But if he can be assertive in terms of the pass rush, then I don't know, that versatility, it screams as a player that you got to get on the field. So definitely keep an eye on Jalyx Hunt.
No, I totally agree. Patrick Johnson, another defensive end who's been dropping in coverage a little bit, had a fantastic night in the first preseason game, had basically the game-stealing strip sack there in their matchup a little less than a week from now. I think he's had a fantastic training camp. And we haven't mentioned the quarterbacks yet. You're going to see Kenny Pickett lead the Eagle offense with the starters tonight. They're not the actual starters, but the second group who's going to start tonight. He'll probably play 1, maybe 2 quarters. And with the recent Minnesota Viking dilemma, you wonder how much they want to showcase Kenny Pickett, if that's an actual thought that they've had about trading a quarterback. I don't think so, but still an option. And of course, Tanner McKee, who continues to get second team reps, here and there with the Eagles on terms of their offense. If he plays better than Kenny Pickett tonight, does that further vault him up higher down or through the depth chart? Again, a lot of other guys to keep an eye on here, not just the big names. And I assume Nolan Smith is playing. I don't think he was one of the guys who was not dressed in the Eagle defensive line to go with Sweat and Carter and Davis and Milton Williams. So if he plays tonight, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he does as well. Slow first quarter last week. Really, really good second half as well.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. And there's also, looks like a bit of news as well from Ross Tucker that just got shared. I saw a couple comments in the chat mention this. I was double checking myself. So Johnny Wilson is not going to play. And Brandon Lee Gouton is the one who retweeted, I guess, what Ross was mentioning on the broadcast, but says Johnny Wilson is in concussion protocol following the joint training camp practice against the Patriots. So there you see it on your screen. The screen share is a little bit off there, but yeah, there you go. There's the official tweet. So that's surprising.
Interesting.
I didn't hear anything, until literally just now, which is, surprising for a lot of people, but of Johnny Wilson getting injured, taking a play off, any concern there. So that's not a great sign. You hopefully he comes back fairly quickly, but that wide receiver 3 spot gets even more. Britton Covey gets some snaps, but Howie's got to be making some calls. I don't know where you go.
Hunter Renfrow is a name that's been thrown out there. John Mechie is a little bit more difficult to acquire, but not a lot of free agent targets if Philadelphia wants to fill the wide receiver 3 spot. But yeah, Johnny Wilson, we had no indication that he had a concussion until literally 2 minutes ago. So that is interesting that no one else was able to report that because joint practices were days ago. It was Tuesday against the Patriots here in Foxborough. So maybe Paris Campbell plays tonight. I don't think he will, but he hasn't really done much so far during training camp due to his groin issue. Will they play him tonight? That remains to be seen. But it looks like they're about to be sending out the kick units right now, and we're going to get to see some Philadelphia Eagle football.
Let's do it. Still some interesting battles to be keeping an eye on.
I'm seeing Jeremy Springer right now, Josh, on my screen, as we, of course, always got to link up. That is always part of the challenge here.
Yep.
Let me know.
You take it first anyway. It looks like I'm a little bit behind, so I'm refreshing. But you got the first quarter, and as always, Thomas and I will alternate back and forth. I'll try to keep up as best I can with the scoreboard here. But yeah, you got it. You're probably ahead of me.
There we go. All right. Looks like we're lining up for the kickoff. Philadelphia will not be returning. They have deferred to the second half, and so it'll be the New England Patriots as they give us the brand new landing zone. As, of course, we had the brand new kickoff rules for every single NFL team this year. And Vontae Maddox, you see Patrick Johnson, Jalyx Hunt, Ben Van Sumeren, a bunch of people out there for kick coverage as Jake Elliott will line things up at his own 35. A very empty Gillette Stadium tonight in Foxborough. Looks like the rain has receded, and so you get a cloudy mid-70s right now. So really a decent night for football, depending on how wet the actual field is going to be. And we are moments away from sending the second preseason game underway as Jake Elliott runs up, kicks it. Everybody stands still, waits patiently, and that one is going to be returnable. Oh, nope, out the back of the end zone. And so Philadelphia will be on defense at the Patriot 35-yard line. And out will trot Jacoby Brissett and the number 1 offense. I think most everyone's going to play tonight for the New England Patriots.
There you go. And 30-yard line. I know you meant 30. You said
30-yard line. Yep. Yes, 30-yard line.
Real quickly, as they're running, I got a super chat here. I don't know if we got Stoney. Appreciate the 5. Said, have you guys heard if Coop is going to be playing tonight? Coop is out. He may play against Minnesota. He sounded optimistic about Minnesota, but officially out tonight. Hasn't gotten in a full practice yet.
Yeah, he was only it's kind of a limited participant in their joint practice. So here we go. Quinyon Mitchell trots off the field. He will not be on this first snap. It's Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers from the Patriot 30. Brissett under center. Here we go. First snap of the second preseason game. Brissett takes a snap, turn, give, run to the left side. That's Ramondre Stevenson, hit and tackled for a gain of about 3. I could not see exactly who got there, but Zach Bond is playing tonight, and he was one of the starters. We got a little bit of a scuffle as Devin White comes up with that tackle there to make it second down and make it a long 7.
All right, not too bad. Decent first play. Curious to be watching the linebackers, as we mentioned before. See how they are able to do and hold up with the different rotations.
So it'll be second down and 6 now. They did give him 4. As again, you got the starting defense minus a couple of defensive linemen in right now. Maddox and Bradbury are your safeties. Brissett in the gun takes a snap, turn right. That's going to be a quick screen and hit immediately. And guess who? It's the lone starter on the defensive line in Bryce Huff for a quick tackle. And that's a gain of about 1. It'll be third down and 5 for the Patriots.
Now, that is something you definitely want to see. Again, it is the lone starter that you're talking about with the Bryce Huff, but the fact that he dropped into coverage and he's helping to make the tackle on that situation, it's, Fangio's got to love it, but I think everybody does.
Demario Douglas, the 2023 6th-round draft pick of New England out of Liberty. So third down and 5, 13:46 to go, opening drive of the game. Brissett in the gun, Stevenson to his right. Philadelphia in their base defense. 4-man pressure coming. Brissett looking right, pumps once. Now he's going to throw deep left side, and that's going to be incomplete. He had the tight end, Austin Hooper, looked like he was open. A bad throw from Brissett as Bradbury scrambled to get back in coverage. And that's a 3-and-out from the Eagles. Basically, hybrid mix of starters tonight. And a pretty good first drive there for what was a gash defense in the first drive last week.
It really was, and it was hard to tell based off of that angle there. Moro Ojomo certainly got pressure. I couldn't tell if he actually got his hand to kind of cause a little bit of a missed throw on that. But either way, he was right there with Brissett as he was getting rid of the ball. So you talked about, you mentioned Ojomo is obviously a guy that came on your show and did an interview. Someone making noise, and there you go. First opening possession, already getting to the quarterback.
There's a punt, and John Ross chose not to field it, and it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So for someone who's battling for a wide receiver spot and probably a punt return spot, that is not exactly what you would want there. And so out will trot the Eagle offense, which will have no starters tonight. It will be all second-team players from their 1-yard line. You're going to get a good look at Kenny Pickett, who Josh last week had sort of an up-and-down game. He wasn't fantastic. Did lead them on their first touchdown drive, and that pass to Will Shipley. I'm looking for him to do just a little bit more in this preseason game. Go through his reads. Don't look so, would you say fish out of water there on offense last week? Let's see what he does here as Philadelphia gets ready for their first snap on offense.
Yeah, hopefully he's got to make a few more
plays.
Kenny
Gainwell, you're starting running back tonight. I agree. First and 10 from the 1. Second drive for Philadelphia. E.J. Jenkins in motion. Now comes back across the formation. Pickett in the gun. Takes a snap. Turn give Gainwell. Running behind the left side of that offensive line. Behind Trevor Keegan, who many people are saying is one of the futures at the guard spot for Philadelphia. The 6th-round draft pick out of Michigan. He gets the start tonight at left guard. Steen will be at right guard. Fred Johnson, of course, is one of the tackles as Philadelphia has a bunch of their backup players in. You see Harris. You see Gainwell. I do see John Ross and Britton Covey are your 2 receivers out there right now, as this is the starting defense for the New England Patriots as well, so we definitely keep an eye on. Pickett in the gun, takes a snap, 4-man pressure, stands in his own end zone, loads up, throws left side, and that's incomplete. John Ross had a step over Christian Gonzalez, their first-round pick out of Oregon. That one wasn't necessarily as close as you would have liked it to have been, and it'll be incomplete in third down.
It kind of looked like he had a chance there. He got turned around, not the best opportunity, but it still looked like he had a chance. Obviously, like you say, brings up third down with the incompletion. That's early on, backed up against your own end zone, so a little bit more difficult, but maybe they get something here.
Third down and 5. Pickett in the gun. Covey motions across the formation. Now he goes back to a trip set to the left. Pickett takes a snap. Pressure coming. Rolls to his left. Throws it into the dirt. That's caught by Kenny Pickett. He might have lost 2 yards. And Philadelphia, quick 3-and-out.
Yes. Caught by Gainwell, but I know both Kennys. So.
Excuse me.
Kenny
Gainwell,
Pickett to Kenny Gainwell. He kind of got leveled.
So some good pressure there by Uche. The pass rusher is going to have to fill in a lot with Matthew Judon officially gone from New England as of about 24 hours ago. And so Braden Mann getting ready to punt this one away, standing basically in the back of his own end zone. 12:05 to go here. Both teams have had a possession. Both teams go 3 and out. Now Mann gets this one. It's high and short, fielded at the 50-yard line with plenty of room to return. Is the Patriot returning, running to his right across the Eagle 45 and out of bounds at the Eagle 38. And great starting field position for the second possession for Jacoby Brissett and this New England offense.
All right, well, make it a little bit difficult on the defense here. Not very long to go after that punt return. You may want to try refreshing. It looks like mine jumped ahead now. I think I'm about a play or play and a half.
All right.
They just ran their first play.
Yep, I'm back. I got Ramondre Stevenson, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. That was Jalen Reagor, actually. We got to remember he's playing tonight on the punt return there. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Eagle 37, 11:23 to go here as the first quarter continues to march on. Brissett will be under center. They motion Hooper across the formation. 4 receivers in with a lone setback in Stevenson. Takes the snap. Brissett, play fake. Now he rolls to his left. Pressure coming. Now he's going to throw back to Hooper. That's caught. And tackling out of bounds is Avonte Maddox, not after a gain of about 9. Zach Bond a little late there to go ahead and help out as Brissett spun away from a play action. Had a bunch of Eagles coming at him, including Nolan Smith and Devin White. Settled his feet and got the throw off across his body to the left side and completion to Hooper. I don't think he got enough for the first down, and it should be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. He reached for it, but I think you're right. I think he's 1 yard short.
It is officially 3rd down and 1. Brissett will be in the gun. Stevenson to his left. They're going to take the snap, turn, give Stevenson up the middle. He's hitting the backfield, and he got it with the last effort there. Wow. Moro Ojomo was the first defensive lineman there, continuing his absolutely incredible camp, and he got the hit. Looked like James Bradbury came in to help out and maybe fill there, and they could not stop Stevenson's legs from churning. That's a 1st down for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, like you say, Jomo, blowing things up. Get right into the backfield. Basically had him there. James Bradbury, and I couldn't tell who the other individual was trying to make the tackle, but able to push through and get the first.
Quick snap, another run by Stevenson off the right side. And again, Ojomo, the first defensive line, although poor tackling as Stevenson churns his legs for a gain of 6. That should have been a gain of about 2. And instead, another good run there by the Patriots starting running back. But yet again, Josh, they show us this highlight, and you're looking at Moro Ojomo shedding his blockers, getting in there, and doing a pretty good job. The linebackers got to clean that one up.
Yeah, they do. That one right there, too, was a Bryce Huff opportunity who just missed the tackle. So we were going to watch that really closely.
Here's a run to the left side. There's another good tackle until he spins out of it and gets the first down. A lot of yards after contact for Ramondre Stevenson. Quinyon Mitchell helped clean that one out. Again, it was Moro Ojomo making a play here. Nolan Smith looked to be a little bit out of sorts, and I couldn't figure out where Zach Bond was trying to go with that, as we got to keep an eye on these linebackers, Josh. That battle continues to be very much alive, and Bond got blown off the point of attack. It wasn't close. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, just instantly washed out of the play right there.
3rd and 1 from the Eagles 17. Brissett takes a snap. Turn, give. Running back up the right side. That's a 1st down. They have a new back in. I got to see who that is across the 15, and that should be enough for at least a 4-yard gain. There's Gibson on the carry as we dip below 8:45 to go here. First quarter in a scoreless game. Philadelphia 1 possession, 1 3 and out. This is the second drive for the Patriot offense, and they're moving the ball well here behind a very strong showing by the Eagles running backs.
We heard during joint practice that the Patriots could not run the ball to save their life, and that has not been so far the case, as they're moving the ball very efficiently on the ground.
They're setting the gun from the Eagle 15. Here comes a blitz. Steps, throws right side. That's caught right in front of Isaiah Rodgers. That'll be Jalen Reagor for a gain of 7. A nice slant there. It looked like Isaiah Rodgers was in good position, but Reagor held on right in front of his former team, and he's about 2 yards short. Good catch there from Jalen.
Beware in the preseason, as we know, obviously, but beware in the preseason and training camp. This dude is he can be a stud, and then just wait till the regular season happens. But that was a really good catch.
Year 5 for Jalen Reagor. 2nd down and 3 now for the Patriot offense inside the red zone. Brissett takes the snap from his 7. Now he gives it off to Gibson, and there's a good tackle in the backfield, and that is going to be, I couldn't see who it was, a combination of Eagles to
Bond.
Make it no gain. Was it Zach Bond? There you go.
Bond.
Zach Bond making plays. after struggling a little bit early on today and last week. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the Eagles' 6 as the Patriots can still get a first down at the 1-yard line. Here we go. 3rd and 3. Quinyon Mitchell in the slot. Rodgers and Ringo, the other 2 cornerbacks on the outside. See the Eagle defense get off the football field. Brissett in the gun. Takes a snap. 4-man pressure. Looking right. Now looking left. Now steps up, fires. End zone. Intercepted.
Yes!
Oh, it's DeVonta Maddox in the end zone running with the people in front of him.
Baby.
Maddox to the 30. He's got people and blockers in front of him, and he runs out of bounds at the 50-yard line. And there is DeVonta Maddox making a big play starting at safety tonight for the injured C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Heck yeah. You want to see the turnovers there, right? I mean, that's what we talk about. You want to have the interceptions, the turnovers. Jacoby Brissett threw 2 of those in joint practice. But yes, it was DeVonta Maddox stepping in, making the play. Fantastic, because how many times did we not see that in the red zone last year? I know it's preseason. I know it is preseason, but you love to see the turnovers created there. That was fantastic.
Drop a like down below for the Eagles' first turnover of the NFL preseason. How about DeVonta Maddox learning a new position? We thought maybe he would battle for the nickel spot going into training camp. He obviously is not going to. It's been all Quinyon Mitchell, so he's a backup safety. He did a little bit of that last year whenever he was healthy. And guarding a tight end, a much larger Austin Hooper, Brissett going through his reads, tries to come back to find number 81, and instead it's DeVonta Maddox with the interception, and he ran it back about 50 yards and gets the Eagle offense into some pretty good territory right now. Very nice job by the Eagle defense on that drive. Bend but don't break. They had their backs against the wall with some poor field position following the punt. Again, backups all around, at least on the defensive line. Kind of as backups at second in the safety spot. Overall, very nice play by DeVonta Maddox.
Liking what I'm seeing. I'm just, it's these little glimpses, because I understand and everybody realizes it's the vanilla offenses. We're not going to see too many crazy things going, but it's still, if you go back and watch that play, or you notice Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass, he's looking over the middle, and in years past, or just even really last year, you would have probably seen Ramondre Stevenson as he's cutting across the middle that a linebacker does not pick him up. But Devin White noticed, and then he passed him off to Bond, who made it be a second read for Brissett, and he throws an interception to DeVonta Maddox. So very, limited sample size, one play there, but the middle of the field was guarded well enough to end up creating interception. And you got to love to see that. By the way, got to give you a quick David Turn. Appreciate the 2. Did not get to it because we were in the middle of a hurry-up offense, but said, sorry, just joined. This was a long time ago, I know, so maybe you got the answer. But who is suiting up at linebacker and safety? Thomas had mentioned that earlier, but all the linebackers, and then as far as safeties, we just said DeVonta Maddox made the interception. So you got DeVonta Maddox, you got James Bradbury, and who was just the other back? It says Reed's not, right? He's also, the only starter was Bryce Huff.
Yep, the only starter was Bryce Huff. And then, of course, Devin White, Zach Bond, Kelee Ringo, Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, it's a mixture. It's what we were told at the start of the night, really, is you get a mixture on defense and nobody on offense, and that's exactly the case.
Man, I love to see that. Just have the turnovers. Also, shout out to Stoney. Welcome to the Let's Run It tier and the gifting 5 memberships. Let's go. Nate Perron as well. Welcome to Let's Run It.
Boy, they're showing us the replay right now, and everybody is covered. Maybe Isaiah Rodgers at the top stumbled a little bit. It's a tough throw for Brissett to make, and he forces one. Remember, it's the starters on the Patriot offense. I mean, everybody is playing tonight, and Jacoby Brissett very clearly upset right there as he's trying to go ahead and win this job over Drake Maye. He's probably losing it after what you saw right there. And Pickett takes a snap from his own 47. He's going to throw. Looks left, throws. That's Gainwell out of the backfield. Long way to go to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think he lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as the Eagle offense on their second drive of the night has struggled through 4 plays, but it is still very, very early. So we got 6:48 to go here, first quarter. Over 1,000 people watching. Excuse me. If you give the show a thumbs up, we'd appreciate that. That way everyone can find us who want to check out the game. So we appreciate that. Kenny Pickett now going back into the shotgun after one snap, of course, in the pistol, and a very vanilla version right now of the Eagle brand new offense. This will be a run from Gainwell out of the gun, left side, and that's going to be a pretty good one across the 50. Nice blocking from both Tyler Steen and I think Trevor Keegan. That's a gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd down and probably 5 for Philadelphia here as we get below 6:15 in the first quarter.
Not too bad. Yeah, solid run there. I was seeing a couple tweets. It looks like Jalyx Hunt might have been the one on that interception, going back to the interception by DeVonta Maddox, getting pressure on Jacoby Brissett as well. So give credit to the rookie on that side.
They gave him 7 on that run. It'll be 3rd down and 4. And the Eagles get their first down of the night against the starting Patriot defense. Pickett in the gun. 3 receivers. Takes the snap. This will be a play fake. Looks right. Throws left. That's going to be caught. There's a 1st down and a big hit. I believe that is John Ross, who took a shot from the safety, but he got enough for a 1st down, and Philadelphia gets their first moving of the chains tonight in this game as Kenny Pickett threw a rifle right into the middle of the 8 and the 3 on John Ross's jersey for a 1st down completion.
Yeah, it's a 1st down, but like you said, he did take a shot. But kudos to him for holding on, because you're coming across the middle there, and, full speed. Pickett hits him in the chest, move the chains. I mean, how many times do we want that slant route? You pick it up over the middle, but way to hold on for John Ross.
Here goes a 1st down and 10 inside Patriot territory. Pickett to throw right side. That's going to be caught Gainwell. He's got some room to make up. He's got the 1st down. A nice play there by the Eagles' backup running back. And now we got the first back-to-back offensive drive, or I should say first back-to-back drive where Philadelphia has 1st downs. They're moving the ball well here into Patriot territory. And looking like they are probably within field goal range with a fresh set of downs with 4:46 to go in the 1st quarter.
Okay. For those of you that may or may not have had the Eagles +3, looking so far so good.
May or may not. You never know. You never know.
We wouldn't encourage it, but,
Here's a pistol run from Kenny Gainwell. Goes absolutely nowhere from his own 31. That'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3. So we 2nd down and long as they keep showing us Christian Gonzalez, the Oregon cornerback that they, of course, took last year in the 1st round, as they are really trying to remake this entire Patriot roster. I mean, up and down, a lot of duds from Bill Belichick the past couple of years. They're very happy with the past 2 drafts, including the Gerard Mayo draft this year. And they got worked a little bit in the joint practices by the Eagle receivers. We'll see how they do tonight. 2nd down and 11 now. 4-man pressure from Pickett. He gets it out hot. It's a high catch there from E.J. Jenkins, who will get down with a gain of about 6 to be 3rd down and a long 4, as Jenkins is battling to, be tight end 3, I guess, as Grant Calcaterra will not play tonight. That basically guarantees he's tight end number 2. Obviously, no Dallas Goedert, Josh, and so looks like Jenkins is getting his first chance to really secure that tight end 3 spot. He's had a nice training camp so far.
Yeah, the position is open. We'll say that. There's no one that is a clear front runner. So you keep making plays like that, E.J. Jenkins, you might find yourself on this team, because we talk about some of the others that gets overshadowed for tight end, but somebody needs to win that spot.
3rd down and 4. Pickett takes a snap. Looking left. Still looking left. Now fires back shoulder. That's going to be incomplete. Looking for Kenny Gainwell on a wheel route. He threw in a double coverage. Not necessarily the best decision there. I don't think he had anybody else on the left side of the field. It was like a lone route by the Eagle running back. And now 4th down and 4 inside the Patriot, 21-yard line. And we'll see if they're going to go for this or kick the field goal. I think they're going to go for it. Nope, they're going to kick the field goal.
I was just saying, I wouldn't mind it if they go for it, but you take the points, I suppose. See if Jake needs some work right after last week. We still trust him, but you might as well go ahead and get him out there. So here you go, Jake.
Snap, hold, 42-yarder is up, and it's dead center as Jake Elliott has reverted back to being the all-world kicker that he, of course, is. And Philadelphia is on the board first, and it is 3-0 as we got 3:04 to go here in the 1st quarter. And a nice drive there by the Eagle offense following the Avonte Maddox interception.
There you go. Good job, Jake. 3 points on the board. And the graphic works. So that's a win.
There you go.
It's a win for everybody.
Looks great.
By the way, going back to the Kenny Pickett throw, Kenny Gainwell double coverage, it's easy to play armchair quarterback. I realize that. But it didn't seem like he had as much pressure and needed to get rid of the ball. If he had held on to it a split second longer, he actually had Britton Covey coming across the middle wide open. So, we're picking it apart Kenny Pickett to death, but nonetheless, you might could have had that. Someone else asked a question earlier, too. I wanted to make sure. I can't remember who that was, but I did see it. The first-team offense did not play a series. I know that They said they were just joining, but no first-team offense. They're out.
Nope, 0 starters from the Eagles' first-team offense. Your closest starter is Kenny Gainwell, though he, of course, is the backup behind Saquon Barkley. He's out there. Britton Covey getting a run as well, so will he play in a starting role at some point this season? Sure, but, the true starters are up and out there. Defense, no Jordan Davis, no Josh Sweat, no Milton Williams, and no Jalen Carter. Everybody else is at least so far, playing, and obviously no C.J. Gardner-Johnson or Reed Blankenship, but basically everybody else who potentially can be a starter went ahead and started. And my assumption is they're going to probably have one more series. Will they give us 3? That's going to be the question.
I would love to see it personally. Why not, right? We've seen some positives, yes, but get a little bit more work, especially because you consider or think about the fact that most likely you're not going to see much of anyone at Minnesota. Like if there's a probably they're going to start, you most likely won't see them. So, give them a little bit of reps. I don't see why not. Speaking of Minnesota, though, we still want everyone healthy. What a detrimental injury for J.J. McCarthy. I mean, that was so fast.
I was hoping that it would be a couple of month sort of surgery, and instead it's the full surgery on the meniscus. So he's out, and they also have had some other injuries as well up there. And what was going to be a very interesting football team still is, because Sam Darnold, can revitalize his career, an opportunity for him. But going to be very interesting to see what they look like this year. And if you're Justin Jefferson, you are upset, to say the least. So Philadelphia, though, so far so good in this one, 3-0. They're about to kick this one off and kind of wrap through the final 3 minutes of the second preseason game, at least the first quarter of that, as Braden Mann is going to kick this one off. That's interesting, from the 35. It's a little pooch kick, and that's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. Here's another return on the new kickoff rules. That's going to be a pretty good move across the 35 to the 37 before a couple of Eagles, including Jacoby Dean, brings down Jalen Reagor, and of course, the former first-round draft pick of the Eagles. And it will be 1st down and 10 for New England. We'll see if you still get your Jacoby Brissett for one final series. I think you will.
Probably so. I would expect that. That's one of the first, I will say this, one of the first decent returns that I've seen out of this new kickoff format. Usually it doesn't seem like we're getting that. Not too bad. Not great for Philly, obviously. The coverage was not great, but they're at the 36.
3 minutes to go, 18 on the game clock. Jacoby Brissett still out there with the starters on offense. He's under center. Lone setback, Ramondre Stevenson from the 37. Here's a give. Stevenson right side. He runs right in to the waiting arms of Jalyx Hunt. Rolls over him for a gain of about 3. Good play there by the rookie third-round draft pick, who has had a very, very, very good camp. He had a great first preseason game last week. And Josh, so far tonight, you said he had the pressure on what turned out to be the interception. And right there, another good tackle and hold Stevenson to only 3.
Yep, him and Marlon Tuipulotu, both those guys bringing him down, making some noise. I will say, out of all the rookies, we know Q is living up to the hype, and he's a first-round pick, but Jalyx has not looked like he doesn't belong. He doesn't look overwhelmed.
Looks like backup linebackers, or at least Dean and Zach Bond are in right now. Brissett play fake, looking right, loading up, going right side. That is going to be incomplete, as it looks like Jalen Polk had a little bit of a step on Kelee Ringo. Brissett's been off a lot tonight. That one a little bit overthrown, as Ringo got beat on what was a little bit of a double move, at least a stutter go there. Maddox coming over late as the safety, but pretty decent coverage, I would say, in a 3rd down and 7 coming from the Patriots.
Yeah, I'll take that. Not too bad. If it had been on the money, might have been caught, but we're right.
Quinyon Mitchell playing outside cornerback right now. Bond and Jacoby Dean, you're starting, or your backup linebackers. Here comes a 3rd down and 7. Brissett, snap. Here comes pressure. He's hit. Oh. He's throwing, and that's going to be tipped and incomplete. That was dangerous as well. I think that was Patrick Johnson who almost grabbed Brissett and came down with a sack. He had a strip sack in the game winner essentially last year. Number 48, Patrick Johnson, has been really good on the speed rush and forces a 3 and out for the Patriots.
Yep, you're right. Patrick Johnson was there. It looked almost reminiscent of the game-winning strip sack. Almost able to bring him down. Jalyx Hunt was there very close as well to get the action, but not a good pass because of that pressure, and was wondering if we might get an interception on that. Unfortunately not, but 4th and 7.
Here comes the punt from his own 25-yard line. This one's really good. And John Ross is going to let that go in the back of the end zone smartly. A really, really strong punt. A little bit too much there. And you're going to get the second chance, or the third look, I should say, at the Eagle offense, coming up with 2:01 to go here in the first quarter.
Okay. That was solid. I mean, a quick series there. It's what you want from the defense. Get off the field. A little pressure on the quarterback. We heard about that at joint practice, but like we were saying, even in the open, it's one thing to do it in joint practice. You want to see it in a game, and that constant pressure from what we'd heard about is fairly living up to itself, because you got a pressure creating an interception, you've got a sack, you've got situations kind of putting pressure on Jacoby Brissett, but then also run defense, not great with that first opening drive, but they seem to shore things up now. So far, so good.
Again, and the reason why you at least saw a couple of the starters play is Vic Fangio continues to say it's a new defense, and these people have not run this thing yet. And so getting them out there and giving them some reps, even if it is 2 series for Devin White, more now for Zach Bond. He played his 3rd there. It all makes sense. And I like the idea, too, of Quinyon Mitchell starting at nickel, and then when these starters come out, he goes out to the outside cornerback to make sure he's continuing to hone that craft of what will eventually be a starting outside cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep. It's you just love the depth, and we talked about this on this number of times, but you love the depth that the team has, but seeing the guys actually making plays and that versatility that Fangio continues to harp on, but the ability to be in different spots. I mean, you can't really put a price on it, but the fact that they're living up to it. Also with Patrick Johnson, you talk about the depth. Hebard says Patrick Johnson is 100% making this team. Absolutely, I don't think there's a way at all that he does not make this team. But yeah, the plays that he's making, it's just helping himself to get more snaps. So good for Patrick Johnson on doing that. By the way, if you've not already, make sure to hit the like button. We are at almost 400 likes total, so let's skyrocket that. And also appreciate you 1,100 or so watching right now. The Eagles obviously up 3-0, and we're still seeing what the guys can do. Andrew saying Bond getting reps is a good thing. Same with Jacoby Dean. That's for sure. We'd love to see it. They need to get more comfortable. I think if we look at any position on this entire, certainly defensive roster, it comes down to that linebacker position of we need some confidence established in whoever those first 2 guys are going to be. And, Devin White seems to be a given from either what he's done or just the comments from Fangio, and you see him out there. It's not as much of a question. It's like, hey, he's got the track record, the experience that they're kind of just giving him a pass, even if he weren't to play the best within preseason. But that other spot, who really knows? So definitely keep an eye on.
Will Shipley now, the lone setback from Clemson, in for what I assume would be the final play in the previous drive for Kenny Gainwell, as Pickett goes under center on 1st down and 10. 2:01 to go here in the opening quarter. 3-0 Philadelphia. Here's a turn give Shipley running right side. He said immediately, and he goes nowhere, as I couldn't tell who the blocking tight end was in on that play for Philadelphia. Did a really bad job. It's a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Yeah, that was not very good. That was C.J. Uzomah, and that was I guess it's tough if you're asking him to block in that situation one-on-one, but he got beat from the get-go. There was no running lane for Will Shipley, an immediate loss.
Still Pickett under center. I guess that's fun. I get to see something that Philadelphia we haven't really seen much of the past couple of years. And now a 2nd down and 11. So they'd give him forward progress up to the Eagle 19 as Pickett goes empty now with 5 receivers. 4-man pressure. No one coming. Now he throws right side. That's going to be caught and thrown out of bounds as Britton Covey, as they're going to give him the 24-yard line. Gain of 6 would be 3rd down and long for Philadelphia.
I'm telling you. Could be your Cole Beasley. He's been watching this game. That's what he's saying. As of right now, that's what you need. Oh, gosh.
Eagle down right now. That is Tyler Steen, who is in a lot of pain right now. And this is going to be very interesting. He clearly has lost the right guard battle. But Steen now, he's in a lot of pain. And we got a timeout on the field as the Eagle trainers have run out there, and they're going to go to commercial break.
Man, hopefully nothing too serious. You always see that, and hope for the best, but staying on the ground like that, writhing in pain, that did not look good.
See if we have any sort of updates here from the Twitter world. He is up and slowly walking off, according to John Clark. Let's see. That seems to be the case. So he is up right now. We'll see just how serious that is, and we have an update. We'll give it to you. But right now, it looks like you're going to be having an interesting dilemma now. No Becton. He didn't suit up tonight because he's won the starting job. Obviously, now you have an injury to Tyler Steen. We'll see who they roll in there as sort of your 3rd string right guard. If they keep Trevor Keegan at left guard with the 2nd stringers, that's my guess. But somebody's obviously moving up the depth chart right now in this game with Steen being out because they probably wanted to play him for a while.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine that was the case. Obviously, with like you say, not having Becton. Andrew saying want more Keegan reps. Definitely could imagine that. Shout out to Nate. Appreciate the 5, man. Said, been Eagles fan from Maine since I was 12. Love you guys. Appreciate all your hard work to give the Eagles Nation info. Also, I want that helmet. Haha. Well, I appreciate that, Nate. Yeah, you'll be one of 75,000 subscribers once we get there. You barely see it, but it's right back there. Isaiah Rodgers.
Saying there's a chance.
Signed helmet. There is a chance. Maybe not a great one, but there is a chance. But I appreciate that, bro. Also, there was a comment from Harry. I guess just a comment here, but hey, Josh just came in during an unfortunate time. Yeah, that was unfortunate with Tyler
bad
Steen.
timing.
Like Thomas said, he did get up, according to the Twitters. He's gingerly walking off, so hopefully nothing too significant. Probably done for the night, but at least that's why you draft. That's why you have the depth. We hope it's nothing serious, but Trevor Keegan, he might be inserted more so into an immediate backup role than initially expected. But we'll see.
1:07 to go here in the first quarter, as we're going to get to see another play from the Eagle offense. A third down play is upcoming right now, as Jason and Devin McCourty are calling this one on the Patriot Broadcast Network on NFL Network. And so you're getting a lot of shots of the twin brother DBs in their suits in the broadcast booth. But right now, more importantly, 3rd down and 6. No Tyler Steen now. We'll get an update on him in a second, but Pickett will start in the gun with Shipley to his right. Motion Covey across the formation. Now he goes back to the bunch to the left. Now takes the snap. Here comes a blitz, and Pickett's going to step up. He's going to try and run. He's going to be sacked. There's a little delayed blitz from the New England Patriots, and that's going to be a loss of 3, and the Eagles are going to have to punt on offense in what has continued to be a lackluster preseason performance from the Eagles' backup quarterback, Kenny Pickett, Josh.
Yeah, that one wasn't great, but I can't fully put that one on Pickett. He was pressured from almost the get-go there. That was not great protection. I believe, I could be wrong. Was that Gates at the right guard? Is that who we saw?
I think it is.
He did not do great, but there were a couple guys letting the blitz through. So I don't know. Yes, you knock Pickett for not being the most phenomenal, but that was kind of not a great opportunity.
Braden Mann gets the punt off. It'll probably be the last play of the first quarter. Nelson goes all the way to his 21-yard line. A little bit of room to run here. Runs right into the waiting arms of Ben Van Sumeren and makes a nice tackle at the Patriot 26-yard line. And that is a very good special teams coverage from one of the Eagles' further down the depth chart linebackers. And that will end the first quarter. Philadelphia 3-0. And still, though, Josh, your backups are beating the starters for the Patriots. That's kind of what we expected. It's so far so good.
Yep. Nothing earth-shattering, but like you say, that's what it's really just living up to the expectations, because last year it was like, okay, you're seeing some things, but then, you're 10-1, but you don't play like you're 10-1, and then the wheels completely fell off. But like, how many times was it, okay, against competition that you should be better than? And I realize it's preseason, but even in preseason, I think that it's just nice to somewhat set the tone to where we can get in there and be like, all right, hey, you know what? Against this type of team, you should be getting pressured. You should be getting sacks. You should be able to, do something, especially on the defensive side. Because offensively, we can say whatever we want to. It's Kenny Pickett. It's not your offensive weapons. But so far, so good. First quarter, 0 points allowed. You had a little bit of a shakiness start from the run defense. Secondary covered well. It was just the run defense giving up a lot, but they got things figured out so far. Shout out to Andrew. Appreciate the 5. Said, is there any QB2 you could see the Eagles going after? Because Pickett is just awful, and Tanner is no prize. I'd like Tannehill over either.
Does Tannehill have a job? Where is Ryan Tannehill right now? I don't even know.
I don't think that he does, actually. I think the last time that I saw somebody had posted, he was doing some deep sea diving or something. He had some random photo that somebody was saying he's enjoying the offseason or enjoying time away. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's just out there.
He is still a free agent. How about that? Really? Yeah. Nobody wants Kenny or Ryan Tannehill. That's interesting. Oh, no. Oh, wait, yes. I thought he was a Dolphin, but he is not a Dolphin yet. Nope, he is unsigned. Wow, I forgot about Ryan Tannehill. How about that?
It is kind of surprising. I mean, someone's saying Foles.
Yeah.
That would put a little bit of a wrench in things in terms of hey, here's the Nick Foles retirement game.
Right.
Monday night opener. It wouldn't be the worst. Who wouldn't love seeing Nick Foles come back? But I think that they've put their cards on the table. So mask on or off. I don't know if this is legit or not, but it says Tannehill bagged my groceries yesterday. I feel like he doesn't have to get a grocery bagging job, but I
Probably
guess you
not.
never know. I mean,
Probably not.
it's kind of cool if he did.
Looks like you're going to get Drake Maye, huh, Josh? Here you go. Start your second quarter of play-by-play, little Drake Maye.
Let's do it. Yes, little, not necessarily too little, but at the 29-yard line, Drake Maye takes the handoff under center, and it is immediately met. Looks like Jalyx Hunt, but the running back there, was that Gibson? I believe Gibson took him for a ride for about 3 or 4 yards, eventually brought down, brings up a 2nd and 6.
It's kind of the theme tonight for the Eagle front four. They're getting contact on these Patriot running backs, but the Patriot running backs are falling through the contact and getting 3 or 4 yards. So, 2nd down and 6 should have been 2nd down and 9, but what are you going to
do? All right, Drake Maye getting some more action. Let's see, the ball at the 33-yard line looks like takes a snap. There was some movement early. I believe that was the left tackle with the false start there.
I think it's Okafor. Yeah, it was. Jacoby Dean was coming on a delayed blitz, and I think the Patriot right tackle got a little bit excited there and jumped way, way early. And so 2nd down and 6 becomes 2nd down and very, very long.
It's understandable, when you're going up against a squad like this, some pass rush, seeing a blitz potential and everything, but you'd love to see that.
14-14 to go right now in this game. Those of you guys want to sync up with us.
2nd 11. Maye takes the snap, moving right, has time now, trying to buy time and beat Jacoby in space before brought down at the 34-yard line. Good tackle from Dean, brings up a 3rd and 5.
That's a good open field tackle right there. Jacoby Dean is really fighting to try and steal the starting linebacker job. He's alongside Jeremiah Trotter Jr. right now, and this is just Drake Maye, 3rd overall draft pick in April's draft, one-on-one, and he makes a solid tackle and avoids what probably would have been a 1st down from number 10. And now you get a 3rd down and long for Maye and the Patriot offense. Good play there by Dean.
Yep, you called it. Very solid. We'd seen, you could very easily see Maye, slipping him and getting the 1st down. But 3rd and 5, takes the snap, looking left side, now back over the middle, has a man complete, 1st down up to the 45. And that was Kelee Ringo in coverage on Baker. Javon Baker.
Ringo's given up a couple receptions tonight. It's not been, terrible. Last week he was fantastic. This is a great job by Drake Maye staying in the pocket. Nolan Smith gets a little bit close, but nothing crazy. And just a pretty good dig route there, 10 yards and in. And Maye rips it right in to the waiting arms of, I believe that's Nelson. No, I don't think it's Nelson. I can't tell who it was, but a 1st down for the Patriots.
Now snap for Maye. Nolan right in his face, but gets it away to Wilcox and able to pick up about 2 or 3 yards before Tyler Hall pushes him out of bounds, but Nolan was almost there.
He might have gotten a little extracurricular as Drake Maye was thrown to the ground there by Nolan Smith, and they threw a penalty flag. I think you're getting roughly the passer right here, Josh.
Yep, that's what it is. Roughing the passer. Okay, well, Nolan almost made a play, and instead now we've got to tack on an extra 15 to that one.
Yeah, you get in their face. Let's see the replay here. He's running. He gets his arms up and leaps forward. Oh, yeah, he led with the helmet there. Yeah, that was a very easy call and a kind of a dumb play by Nolan Smith. That did make a lot of sense as Maye got a little pop in the face mask and fresh set of downs.
Well, the ball is all the way at the Philly 35-yard line now. After the penalty, brings up 1st and 10. Maye is in the gun. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is the linebacker on the field here. Takes the snap, empty set, looking left side, quick throw, a little high. It's brought in, but right at this 2-yard gain before he's pushed out by Avonte Maddox. And that is, who was that? Number 80? Kayshon Boutte?
Is that who it is? He made a great catch. They're not showing us his back right now.
That's yes. Okay. I thought it was
Kayshon Boutte. It is. Yep. Well done. Well done. Yeah, that ball was grossly overthrown, and Kayshon made a fantastic, jump and then extension of his right arm to pull it down. Only a gain of 2, but a nice play there by the 2nd-year Patriot receiver.
Now 2nd and 8, gonna be a handoff up the middle, and immediately met is Booker and Dean and Ringo. Lots of Eagles there. Run for no gain.
Okwara in there as well. That was a very nice job by the Eagle pass rush, just to stay home and stop the run and making it 3rd down and 7. And again, so far, the Eagle defense has been pretty darn good tonight.
There we go. Update the scoreboard here. I left it on the 2nd and second down. But yes, 11:20 to play in the second quarter. Jacoby Brissett's night is done. Drake Maye getting in some action here in the gun, running back to his left. Jacoby showing blitz, one on the play clock, does get the snap off. Looking left side, going to take a deep shot here along the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Ringo right in good coverage there, and incomplete.
Pretty good throw by Drake Maye. This might be slightly overthrown, but this is a very simple go route, and Kelee Ringo showing off that speed, elevates to make sure his hand is right in the face of Baker, so not really a catchable football. Now that you watch this thing, it might have been thrown a little bit too far out of bounds, but a really nice play by Kelee Ringo, and a very long field goal upcoming, 51 yards for the New England Patriots, and I think they have a new kicker, too. I don't recognize this guy.
Okay, we will see. This is Joey Sly, 51-yard attempt. Snap down, hold down, kick is up, and perfect. 3 points on the board.
There you go.
It's a good field goal.
3-3 ball game. Gotta like that.
There you go.
Still, though, solid drive from the Eagle defense. Bend but don't break. They gave up some really good field position with the Nolan Smith roughing the passer. And again, they're playing against what was a first-team Patriot offense. Now a couple of second-teamers have subbed in, and up the third-string Eagle defenders playing pretty well so far.
Yep, I would live with that. That was and again, we go back to the last play of Kelee Ringo making the breakup along the sidelines. It was a very difficult catch. It would have been tough for them to bring that in anyway, but he was right there. Not even a single step away. So Kelee Ringo, good reaction, like you said, showing the speed, but there it is so far.
Looks like Tyler Steen was carted into the locker room, and he's officially out now with an ankle injury. So that's not good, as that's kind of been his problem the entire training camp. Missed time with an ankle injury. We don't know if it's the same one. My guess would be that it is, but sounds like Steen has suffered something unknown but pretty serious, at least could do with the fact it's an ankle, and we'll see if we get an update on tonight or maybe tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's never good. Whenever you start seeing those consistent injuries, you don't know, if it's the re-injury. I'm sure that, lots of people have played sports have dealt with that. You have one injury, you do it again, especially with the ankles. It just seems like it's one of those things that's lingering, especially with like a bigger type, offensive lineman. Those are things that could be terrible because it just takes away a whole, just a lingering issue throughout an entire season. Hopefully it's nothing near as bad, but the fact that he was on the ground for so long kind of speaks to, being somewhat significant. And again, we don't wish injuries, obviously, on anybody. I know that some people were taking sides of Mekhi Becton, some people sides of Tyler Steen for starting. Never for sake of injury, but I think even before the injury, like we talked about in the open, it's pretty much decided because Mekhi Becton didn't even suit up. The Eagles had made their determination like, hey, Mekhi Becton will be our starter. This just further solidifies that, but you're going to and you want to have Steen. Steen is a solid backup option. I think even in limited size, you look at the team and say, yes, if he's there, he can play right guard, he can play right tackle. You can be able to kind of swing him different positions. So, yes, hopefully not too significant, and he'll be back fairly soon. All right, got almost 500 likes, by the way. If you not hit the like button, do us a favor, hit the like button real quick. It's painless, but it helps out the channel, so we appreciate that. A 3-3 ball game as we're back from commercial break. 11:01 to go in the second quarter. A barn burner here between the Patriots and the Eagles. Joey Sly gets the kick away, and it is going to be in just barely out of the landing zone into the end zone, but it's going to be fielded and returned and hit at the 31-yard line. That was I couldn't tell who that hit was by, but that was a violent hit on John Ross. That is 2 times in this game. He's taken a big shot. So it'll be ball at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that's just really good kick coverage. You mentioned it at the top of the broadcast that it not seen a lot of very good returns, and that was another one of the not very good returns by the Eagles special team players, and bringing up a first down and 10 at about the 33-yard line. We got to see where it is. 31.
Okay, here you go. That's all right. 31. You could have just taken a knee, I guess, in the end zone, but nonetheless, 31-yard line. Pickett takes the snap, going to look left side, has Shipley. It's complete and has some space up to the 35 before pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And there you go. You got the Rook showing his versatility. We talk about the run game, but he's definitely an able and willing pass catcher. Maybe Danny Woodhead-esque.
Pickett hangs in there. It's a delayed blitz coming from the slot as he took a shot at the end of that play. Looked legal, though, as it was Jeremiah Farms who went ahead and knocked Pickett onto his back, but he got the completion off and a good gain there from Will Shipley to bring up second down and short.
Here we go. 2nd down and 2 or 3 now. Pickett in the gun. Shipley to his right. He's going to get the handoff up the middle. Has a hole. Pushes forward. 1st down and brought down a 2 yards pass by former Eagle Christian Ellis. 1st down.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I did not notice that. Yep. There's former Eagle until he was cut about 3/4 of the way through the season last year because he was really, really bad. I mean, you put on the tape from the 49er game, and it's like, not good. It's very much not good. But you got to at least mention Will Shipley looks so comfortable, man. He just looks like he's been an NFL running back for a very long time, and it's been like 3 weeks. So credit to 39. He's going to play probably the entire second quarter, and he looks really good doing it.
He really does. As Dylan McMahon is your center now, takes the snap to Pickett. 1st and 10. Pressure, and Pickett goes down. That's a sack. And that was, looks like White there with the sack. Who is that blocking? I missed who that was.
It was not Fred Johnson. It is, I cannot tell. 58. Who's 58?
Sharping. Max Sharping.
Wow.
Is your left that is fascinating to me. I guess, they're not playing starters, but even some backups. You would think like a Fred Johnson or maybe even a Darian Kennard, but Max Sharping. That was not a good block attempt. So 2nd and 22 after the sack. Pickett drops back, screen pass to Shipley, evades a man, evades another one, makes Christian Ellis miss up to the 40, the 45, the 50, push forward, and finally brought down 1 yard short, picks up 21 yards there, and you just talked about it. I mean, Shipley does not look like a rookie out there.
No, he just looks comfortable. And then in that time, very patient by Kenny Pickett, letting the defensive ends get upfield far enough to make the screen happen. And, I mean, the rest is Will Shipley. Makes men miss, takes people on a ride once they hit him for the first time, and I was very skeptical about this guy coming out of Clemson. How's he fit? Is he going to be RB3? Can he compete for RB2? He's not going to take Gainwell's job, but they're going to share a bunch of reps from that backup running back spot. He's been really, really good so far tonight.
He has. Looks like actually a 3rd and 2. Now fake handoff to Shipley. Left side, E.J. Jenkins complete. 1st down, brought out of bounds. Wilson with a tackle, but not before the first, up to the New England 45-yard line. That's a little trickery there with a fake handoff and then the dump off to E.J. Jenkins.
Basically a triple option. I mean, he has the opportunity to give the ball off on a read option. He can keep it himself, or E.J. Jenkins runs essentially, I think they're called an inside-out route. That's probably not what it is, but it's a zag route, I believe, where he goes in one way and then cuts out to the flat, wide open for a 1st down, across the 50, across the 45, into Patriot territory.
Now here's Pickett, handoff to, I believe, Lou Nichols for the first time in the game. He's going to run forward for a gain of about 3 or 4. It's hard to tell who that was officially. I think it was.
7:30 to go here in the second quarter. 3-3 game, and not a lot of offense so far in this game, Josh, but the Eagle offense drove down, got in the field goal range last time. They are starting to do the same right now.
Pushing it forward. This is what everyone expected, the barn burner 3-3 game. It's preseason football, but we're getting a look at some of the guys. So Pickett now, fake handoff, looking right side, a screen set up to Ainias Smith, and that is blown up immediately. Could not see the Patriot in the Austin with the tackle. John Ross, not a great block attempt, so you can't totally put that on Ainias Smith, but that was reminiscent of last year's production for the screen passes. We'll just say that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get Ainias Smith the football, trying to see if they can maybe start to unlock his playmaking, his speed, his run after the catch abilities they saw on his draft film to make him a draft pick of Philadelphia a couple of months ago. It's not been the case so far during camp. And again, you mentioned bad blocking, but nowhere to run for Ainias Smith. 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
3rd and 6, 6:29 to play in the second quarter. Pick at the snap, 4-man pressure. He's being pressured. Now he's going to try to scramble. He does elude the first one, but a blitzer coming in and brought down for the sack. A loss of 2. And there's a flag, though. Could be. Hold on.
This could be defensive holding. I think this is in the secondary. We got to see here. It is an offensive hold. And so that's not going to matter. It might bump the Eagles out of field goal range, though.
Lovely.
It is a hold.
63 with a hold. Let's see. Pickett's still out there. They're declining it, so it's a 4th and 6. And I think they're going to go for it.
They're going to go. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're a little bit outside of field goal range. You don't really want to punt it here. 4th and 9. Why not?
Well, Will Shipley's out here. You got E.J. Jenkins, John Ross, and Ainias Smith. Snap to Pickett, 4-man pressure, and he is pressured, and there you go. There's a sack.
That's a coverage sack. Pickett held on to that football for way too long. That didn't look good. I mean, we keep waiting for Kenny Pickett to kind of come alive here, and so far that has not been the case. Time out on the field.
Yeah, I can't. He's not good, but I also can't blame him too much for the fact that he has very few weapons to throw to. Let's be honest. He's not got the first team offense, and you got E.J. Jenkins, John Ross, and Ainias Smith, and I couldn't tell who the other option was out there. It's asking. I know that it's a lot of the second string for New England, so maybe you say, well, they should be able to get open, but so far from what we've seen, it's been a little bit desiring a little bit more from what they offer. So.
Well, what are you gonna do there? As if McKee balls out, we're gonna have a real quarterback controversy. If McKee doesn't do much better, then no controversy because Pickett will be the guy. So
it's true.
I want to run the restroom real quick here, Josh. As you keep running with us, I'll be right back.
Go. That kid. Any chance Kenny wants to throw a ball anytime tonight? Yeah. He's not good, but anyone looks better if they got A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, Goddard, those guys to throw to. Rajon, number 50, getting cut. I don't know why Max Sharping is the left tackle. So that one is blowing my mind. Derek's saying, 50's terrible. It behooves me for why he's actually playing there at left tackle. I don't know why that is the situation or why you think that that's a great idea. It seems like Xavier's just throwing everywhere. Right tackle, left tackle, center. I mean, it hasn't been great blocking, but it felt like Sharping is more of your guard. And the fact that he's out there, you'd normally go with a Fred Johnson or a Darian Kennard. I suppose I guess we'll see later on. Maybe they get more reps later. But to me, it almost suggests that, okay, are they in a better spot to potentially make this roster already? I mean, certainly for Fred Johnson, the reps that he's gotten. So maybe you give him rest. Nathan, Greer is better than this. We're going to see. We're about to get Tanner McKee. Emil asking, where's Cooper DeJean been? He is injured still. He did get in practice, a very limited practice with warm-ups during the joint practice and the walkthroughs yesterday. Joint practice Tuesday, walkthrough Wednesday. But won't be playing until hopefully next preseason game against Minnesota. That's what he's hopeful for. Should be getting some reps, but won't be out there tonight. Wojak, I just saw that. Joined Google AI, said the chat is frustrated with Pickett, calling him trash. That's hilarious. It's a pretty accurate description. Anyway, Maye will take the snap now for the Patriots at the midfield 50-yard line. Complete and eludes tackles there. I couldn't tell who that was. Jalen Polk eludes Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and another Eagle. I missed who that was. Two should-be tackles at the line of scrimmage. Instead, picks up 6 yards, brings up a 2nd and 4. Let's see. We'll get a second look at this. There we go. That's not surprising. Figured out who the second person was. That was James Bradbury. As Wojak says, cut Bradbury. That was actually a decent timing, I suppose, on that. As James Bradbury with a whiff on the tackle. 2nd and 4, handoff up the middle. Plenty of space. Breaks a tackle. James Bradbury does bring down the ball carrier there, Harris, but not until he gets to the 30-yard line in a 14-yard pickup. There was a broken tackle initially from, I think that was Tristan McCollum. Gosh, it's hard to tell. I think that was Tristan McCollum. We'll see. 1st and 10, though. Ball on the 30-yard line. Handoff to Harris. A missed tackle again. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. had an opportunity in the backfield. Eventually brought down to Kobe Dean and Teron Jackson. bring him down at the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10, but Jeremiah Trotter Jr. got through, had an opportunity, and could not bring him down. Ryan, I'm feeling okay about the fantasy draft. I saw that question. I'm feeling okay. I feel like my strategy was not the best as it started, and I figured it out a little bit late, so we're okay. 2nd and 11 after that play. I'd say it's a 2nd and a long 10, not quite 11, but nonetheless, we're somewhere in there. 2nd and 10, snap from Maye over the middle, incomplete. Dean there in coverage along with JB, and there's a little helmet-to-helmet between Dean and James Bradberry. I couldn't tell if Bradberry is injured or just kind of shaken up and okay. That was intended for Javon Baker, not the best of throws, but he was feeling it that Dean was going to be there, so might have led to a drop. That wasn't the worst. It was catchable. It hit him in the hands. All right, 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10. Somewhere in that range. Ball on the 30. Drake Maye. Pressure coming. Jacoby on the blitz. Gets by. Screen pass. And has caught plenty of room to run. Left side 20, 15, 10. All the way up to the 8-yard line before Tristan McCollum brings down the runner there. That was perfectly dialed up right on the blitz. Jermichael Hasty, the former Baylor runner, they saw the blitz coming and immediately dialed up the screen to the runner. So that's ball on the 8-yard line. First and goal. Okay, well, now let's see what they do. Drake Maye in the gun. Jermichael Hasty to his right, handoff there, cuts up the middle, makes a guy miss, pushing forward down at the 3-yard line, and I think that was Dean who missed the tackle in the hole. I'm going to have to see the replay. I don't want to just throw him under the bus immediately. Could be someone else. Some shifty running from Jermichael there. All right, let's just say, I know that a lot of the second string are playing, but run defense has not been great. Maye now under center, ball on the 4-yard line. Eagles showing blitz. They are going to blitz. Jacoby gets through, and it's eventually Jacoby and Jalyx Hunt who bring down Jermichael Hasty at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal. That was a good play. That was solid from Jacoby. Able to get through the hole, bring down the runner, force him to kind of shift, lose his momentum. Say what you will about some of the other plays. That was fine. Samir, appreciate that. It's his first time here. Thanks for the content, guys. Go Birds. Appreciate that. Ryan Bradberry hates contact. By the way, we're getting to the 2-minute warning. So looks like they're not going to run a play until after that. So 2-minute warning in the second quarter. A 3-3 shootout between the Eagles and the Patriots. And whenever we come back from this 2-minute warning, they will see if the Eagles can get a stop here in the red zone.
Red zone stops would be nice, Josh. Would be nice. See if they can.
Yeah, that's it was weird. It was a couple good plays and then a couple that were like, you got to be kidding me. You know, James Bradberry with a big miss on an opportunity. Jeremiah Trotter also missed Jalen Polk. And but then, you know, kudos, credit to Jacoby. He did make one play, and then I think it was just more of a play call situation with that blitz dialed up, and the Patriots throw a screen pass for like 20 yards. We've seen that one before.
I like how someone said in the chat that people are freaking out because it's a preseason game. I mean, come on, it's the only game we have, so you can at least get. Yeah, I understand being excited about it, but when backups are in there and people aren't making plays, there's only so much you can do, right? I mean.
That's what we have to go off of. Yeah. But I totally understand. By the way, Justin, appreciate the 5, says Trotter, Trotter showing promise, but now with the second team, seems he needs to work on tackling. Hope he finds a way to make it work. Agree. He had an opportunity a couple times and was not able to bring the runner down. So it's not like any linebacker's been immune to that of the missed tackles, but you know, when he's been making plays in the past, you do want to see him bring down those ball carriers. So hopefully it's not a continuation. Appreciate the other 2 from White Birch Acres here. says, I hope Thomas didn't fall asleep on the John.
I did not. No.
He is
I
back.
I was filling up my water as well. I wasn't okay. We weren't just on the John the entire time. Thank you very much. We were filling up the
Oh my
water.
gosh. You gotta
Sure,
love
we're
it.
good to go.
Can't go unnoticed. People are always gonna call it out.
It's preseason. You know, come on. It's only preseason. What are you gonna do?
Right. We're
What are you gonna do?
not missing much, as people were talking about earlier. It is preseason, so come on.
Still, Grandpa says got to hold the backups accountable. That's fair. That's fair. Irvin says Patriot announcers on NFL Network are absolutely unlistenable. Yeah, well, the problem that is the problem. We've had back-to-back road games where you've had the Raven announcers and now the Patriot announcers, and they're very biased. It's like if you were a Patriot fan watching our broadcast right now, you'd be like, "Oh, these guys really like the Eagles." So, what are you gonna do?
This chat is cracking me
They're
up.
having
Did you
fun.
see Thomas just dropped a Pickett?
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Yeah, Pickett's
might be
been
the
rough,
best
man.
one so far.
Kenny Pickett has been. I don't know. I honestly, I've been so shocked at how bad he's looked because it's not like
Yeah.
he was garbage with the Pittsburgh Steelers. There was a very strong debate about keeping him. There were Steelers fans upset that they traded him away. They just, you got rid of him too quickly. He's still a really good player. He won games with Pittsburgh, maybe not because he was throwing well, but he's been rough. He's been very, very rough.
He has, yeah, and it's just hard to say for sure because you look at the lack of weapons that they have. I would love it if they keep the same for Tanner McKee, right? Because sometimes it's like, okay, Kenny Pickett's been out there, then they pull a lot of the guys, and then McKee's got scraps to play with. So you say, eye test, we could see it. He was more decisive and aggressive, but completion percentage last game was 37.5%. So if they would keep the same, I would love to get a similar comparison between the two. I don't know if we'll see that, but
you must be delayed. Drake Maye with the keeper. He runs it in the end zone, and that is a touchdown.
Okay.
For the New England Patriots. So there you go. That's a nice quarterback keeper, and New England fans will get excited here on a simple read option, and there you go. Touchdown Patriots.
Okay, well, congratulations. Good for them.
Well, that was about their quarterback, so that's fun.
Not a well-defensed play. Everyone bid on that. Jalyx Hunt crashing down hard, and it looks like it was James Bradbury who had kind of come down into the box.
I don't know if Bradbury's going to work, man. I get it, and sure, he can probably be pretty good in coverage at times, but and then was he just going to be a backup all year because he's not going to play? I don't know. It's really surprising that no team has given a call, to try to make it happen.
You would think that they would have.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
That's where we're at right now.
That's where we're at.
Well, you get a 2-minute offense. Not that we're expecting much from Kenny Pickett, but at least that's 2-minute offense.
Sure. We'll take it.
Try to look at the positives, right? Just take something away from this.
Yeah, you remember, you go back to a week ago, we're watching the Raven games, and there were plenty of bright spots early on. I'm trying to think of the real bright spots in this game so far, Josh. Jalyx Hunt, I guess, has done some things. I think Zach Bond has, played well. I'm just trying to think about the storyline heading into tomorrow about, this player looks really, really good. So far, we're basically 2 quarters into this game. No one's really stood out that much.
Yeah, not really. If I'm trying to think for someone, it's a little bit difficult because there's not been
for a series.
Bryce Huff did okay in 1 or 2 plays. Moro Jomo did well in 1 series. It seemed like, or I guess 2 series. I think he was in there for 2. It does feel like, and we've been just looking at the second string, but it feels like when Jomo's on the field, he's got a potential. I wouldn't say game wrecker presence necessarily, but like he's got a potential to wreck some plays because he's made some of those. He's put some pressure. He created some incompletions earlier as well. So yeah, but it's just very small, limited sample size. There's definitely not been a consistent theme, not nearly as much as the other guys from what we've seen so far.
Someone said the Avonte Maddox interception. Sure, that's probably the actual highlight. Anytime you make a turnover and get an interception is big. Philadelphia had very few interceptions the entire course of the 2023 season. To get one in preseason is a good look, but not a ton of positives so far. So
not great. No. Let's see. I got to get these 2 super chats real quick. I think I missed the the ones here. Andrew, appreciate the 5, says, I can't wait till next year when the Patriots starter is Shedeur Sanders. Better get that Lewis Park. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to the Patriots. We talked about Dallas, in fact. Who knows what they're doing? They're a train wreck. But appreciate the 5. Nate also says James Bradbury needs to go. LOL, damn. And he spelled it as James Bradburied. So I that's a in the past tense. Like we're done. Anyway, kickoff here.
Ross,
refresh.
sorry.
You're probably ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Ross had a nice breakout to the left side. He gets about across the 35, but not a bad return there. Ross is interesting. Does he make the roster? Does he not? Ainias Smith being bad has definitely helped his chances, but will they keep Ross over an actual 2023 draft pick? That's, a big question. Overall, I don't think he will, but nice return there to get the ball across the 35-yard line.
Okay, and it looks like I'm refreshed here now. I'm seeing Pickett scrambling for a gain of about 3 after some pressure.
Jeez, he almost got clothesline there as there was plenty of pressure. And, of course, that happens whenever you have your second and third string defensive line in. But, as much as Kenny Pickett is going to be ripped for being pretty mediocre in this game so far, almost got decapitated again there.
There's a pass complete for Jacob Harris, a gain of about 3 or 4, brings up a 3rd and 2. Time is ticking here, 1:10 in the second quarter. Philly does have all 3 timeouts. So a big 3rd and 2. Pickett in the gun, takes the snap, and there was movement, it looked like. Yep, we got a flag. False start.
I think you're going to get Trevor Keegan here, and if not Keegan, multiple offensive linemen. And Kenny Pickett got hit again, even though they blew this one dead. And so 3rd and 2 is going to go back even further. I think it's Keegan.
Yeah, let's see. It did look like it was a couple guys.
I'm waiting on the ref to give me one. I have not gotten the update there yet.
I don't know why they're taking so long on this one. It seems like it'd be a straightforward call for a false start.
Might be on defense then. Did someone encroach?
Maybe so.
Still waiting. Here we go.
Yeah.
False start. A lot of talk for a false start. That was, okay.
Trevor Keegan. Oh, I see. The clock was running, so that's a 10-second runoff. That's what it was. Okay. I was going to say, why on earth are they taking so long?
Makes
sense.
That
makes a little bit more sense, yeah.
Dirty Air says, if any receivers caught a pass more than 10 yards, I don't believe so. No, John Ross had his man
Will
beat
Shipley,
for a
but it's a pass behind the line of scrimmage. He ran for 19 yards, but
right.
What
can you say? What can you say?
Not to push down. Let's see, 3rd and 12 now after the false start. Going to be 54 seconds left here in the second quarter. Eagles still have 3 timeouts, and you'll think that they probably call a timeout, assuming that they get this first down. If Kenny Pickett completes this pass beyond the sticks, it'll probably be the furthest pass completed tonight. So
there you go.
Let's see. 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 7 still. Pickett scrambles, pressure forward. He does get he got a few yards. He looked like he was going to get sacked, and it's a 4th and 3, 4th and 4 looks like. So it's not a sack. It should have been, but he picks up 2 or 3 yards.
Wow, there's just no time. He runs right into his offensive lineman. Like you said, somehow stays alive and gets about 4 extra yards, but that didn't really do much. And Philadelphia can wind the clock out on quarter number 2 and punt this football, or not even have to put the football away, and go to maybe some Tanner McKee third quarter action.
That looks like that's what we're going to get. There's 1 second, and now we have zeros. That is it. Halftime is here. The Patriots lead 10-3. And hopefully maybe that is the last time that we have Kenny Pickett out here. So, we'll see what the offensive line. I don't know what we're doing, having a guard at tackle and a rookie out there, and they're not able to block, and there's hardly anyone to throw to. And Pickett has not looked good either way. So maybe Tanner McKee can get something going. But 10-3 for the first half.
There you go. A couple of super chats you might want to run through here.
Yes.
Just to see what we got as well. But we'll go through our first half breakdown once you read those.
There we go. Okay, so let's see. Nate, appreciate the 2, man. said, I've been a downer, LOL, but Shipley looks good,
There you
right?
go.
So there you go.
There's positive stuff. Give us something. We'll take it.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see here. We've also got Christian Rivera. Appreciate the 5. Says, Pats fan here. Thanks for breaking the game down and giving play-by-play while I'm at work. LOL.
There you go.
Christian, we appreciate you tuning in. Hey, nonetheless, even though you're a Patriots fan, we
Appreciate
try to be relatively unbiased. We got a lot of Eagles gear and everything else, but, we're trying to say it like it is for the most part. But appreciate the 5. Appreciate that shout-out.
Frankie Ray just dropped the super chat. He said, I hope someone in your life holds you like Kenny Pickett holds the ball. It's so... Yeah, that's a good one.
Lovely.
That's a good one. It is interesting, though. Like, would Kenny Pickett be this bad if A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith were his receivers right now? The answer is probably no. So... But still, you got to be decisive with the football. You got to just, make the throws that are given to you. Hasn't been a lot so far. Obviously, the offensive line's playing bad, but this is now 2 preseason games where he's just not been that good. And it does make you wonder how good of a backup is he? But, he's a backup. So we're not expecting him to be the second coming of Nick Foles during the 2017 Super Bowl run, but still, it's not been that good.
No, it certainly is not. Also, Jorge Santiago, appreciate the 2, said, y'all funny, 24 is trash. Can't believe nobody called. So, that's...
Nobody called.
We assumed that was the case. But, I don't know what they're doing with James Bradberry. That's another one that we've talked about a lot. Are you going to pay him that much to be a backup? It's basically a wash if you want to keep him or let go of him. But it feels like he's kind of just taking up roster spot. Granted, what other options do you really have at safety? Because you haven't really gone in on anybody. So I don't know. That one's really all over the place.
Interesting question here from Philly K. What's going to happen if AJ or Smitty get hurt? We have no real receivers. That is interesting. I know Johnny Wilson tonight is in concussion protocol due to something that happened during joint practices, which, surprised that we didn't actually get any sort of indication on that. It's, Thursday. It happened 2 days ago. But behind Johnny Wilson, who has been good in training camp, yes. Has he been elite? The answer is no, Josh. Like, he's not going to come out here and, given the chances, wide receiver 3, catch 60 passes for 80 or 800 yards. It's not going to happen. Like, 25, 30 catches makes sense. Paris Campbell's not played so far during the preseason, very little during training camp due to a groin injury. Do you think they need to go out there and make a move for another wide receiver?
I do, yes. I've been... love to see what you're seeing from Johnny Wilson or hearing about that. Regardless, before the injury, now with this, there's probably a little extra concern, but still, you look at this offense and you don't necessarily want to just go, hey, well, we're dealing with some injuries, so we need to insert Johnny Wilson. Like, you don't want to be in the spot where you don't have a luxury of having the potential. You just have to say, well, hey, good luck. Let's have Johnny Wilson produce there. If he does, it's great, but I would go out there and try to make a trade. And I don't know that we necessarily need to make a big-time trade. I've seen all sorts of names thrown out there. At the same time, if you want to absolutely shore up this offense in the one area, and it kind of helps you, for one, with wide receiver 3, but it also definitely helps you if Smitty or AJ were to go down for a couple games, is you make a trade for, what does Carolina want for an Adam Thielen, perhaps? You make a trade there. Do you look at that? If you want to go big time, I've seen people saying, like, oh, hey, let's look at Tyler Lockett. Now, that takes a lot more. If you want to go crazy, it's not impossible, I suppose. But, Adam Thielen's he's one of those vets that, like, you can trust him. It feels like he'd be a good locker room type of guy. He doesn't need targets. He's willing to work. But if something were to happen, and even whenever he's here, if there weren't injuries, I would assume, automatically get inserted as wide receiver 3. So that's a name. It's one of those kind of a little bit higher tier than what we've talked about with like a John Mechie or a Noah Brown. Texans receive Robert Woods. Just name one of them and potential. But yes, I think for sure, as of right now, what we've seen and what we continue to see with even just a little bit of injuries, you want to. You put so much time and investment in this offense. You don't want one injury, and I know that it can offset a lot, but you don't want a key injury to be like, okay, well, dang, now we need to make a move when you could go ahead and do it already. So I don't know if I have like a favorite, because I've just thrown out so many different names, and every time I'm like, oh, I could be interested there. Oh, I could possibly see that one. But I definitely think that Howie's going to be having to make a move for one of those.
Solar Shockwave says Hunter Renfrow in the chat. I think the problem with Renfrow is he doesnn't solve the issue of if an injury happens, right? Because Renfrow is purely a slot player. He's not going to play on the outside. And you kind of have Britton Covey to do what you would also have to pay Renfrow to do, right? So it doesn't make a ton of sense, even though I'm a big Renfrow fan and I'm just shocked that he's a free agent. I mean, the guy had 1,000 catches 2 years ago and was in the horrific Raider offense last year that didn't give him really any sort of opportunity to make plays. Not like he had a bad year. He just wasn't really throwing the football because the quarterback between Garoppolo early on, O'Connell later on, they're just not good. So, signing Renfrow is fine. I would be excited. It's another receiver. But if you're trying to shore up the outside, if you have a major injury, well, there's just not a lot out there. And you mentioned trading, Tyler Lockett. I mean, I would love Tyler Lockett, but
sure.
Would you give it a third-round draft pick for Tyler Lockett, a fourth-round draft pick? Did the Seahawks want to do that? Seattle feels like they at least have weapons on the outside, and if their quarterback, Geno Smith, can play well, they're in playoff contention for a wild card slot. They're not a great football team, but, they have some gamers on both sides of the ball. They've drafted really well the past couple of years. Do they want to just give up Tyler Lockett and bail on the 2024 season? Probably not. He's more of a trade deadline option. John Mechie, we talked about a bunch here on both of our channels. They're obviously have a plethora of receivers in Houston. Mechie's kind of the odd man out. Reunited with DeVonta Smith, Alabama teammates. Sure, I think it makes sense, but they haven't done it yet. So, there's obviously, some reason why. So we're at the point right now where, unless Howie is seeing the same things we're seeing and going, yeah, I'm trying. I got to wait for something to happen. I think they feel confident and where they're at right now because, if they don't have any sort of injury, if the receivers are healthy the entire year, you have two incredible all-world receivers on the outside and A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith. Goddard is a third receiver who's going to be utilized a ton more in the passing game this year. We've heard that time and time again, at least from himself and Kellen Moore and, even I mixed in Nick Sirianni the past couple of weeks. So you have plenty of receivers. But, again, if Johnny Wilson doesn't pop year one, which most rookie receivers, especially late-round draft picks, do not, Paris Campbell holds down the 40, got benched last year with the Giants. Not really strong receiving core. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
It's slim pickings. If you're at that point, that's for sure. Philly Don, appreciate the 5. Didn't have a comment here, but I saw a comment later talking about Pickett's done. Do we have someone else as our third if we release Pickett? We're not. I mean, we're not really. They're
not going to release.
They're invested in Kenny Pickett, despite how bad he may look. He is going to be at worst QB3. I feel like he's probably going to be QB2, even if the stats and even if the eye test doesn't show that. I think they're going to be committed to him this season. They made that trade. We'll see there, but I understand the frustration, I suppose. Nate, appreciate the 5. Talking about the wide receivers, says, I don't think we need any more wide receivers. In my opinion, we have depth with talent and enough talent to take focus off the wide receiver in certain plays. So I can understand the line of thinking there. You just have to use, Kenny Pickett on the field or Kenny Gainwell on the field, Will Shipley on the field. You're going to maybe have 2 running backs at once. Kellen Moore did allude to the fact that, you might see the 2 running backs set out there and try to capitalize on some receiving ability. I think it'd be cool. It'd be fun. Sure. It's not like it doesn't work sometimes, but to say that is enough of an answer when you don't know who that wide receiver 3 is, I still feel like you need to make a move on that side. So I'm with you as far as, what you were bringing up for the different potential targets and who you could get on that side. Jeff, appreciate the 2, says, what do you think of Nakobe Dean so far? How about that one? Nakobe Dean. We haven't seen much, but
he's been fine. He hasn't done anything wrong. A play that stands out as an open field tackle against a very elusive and underrated runner in Drake Maye. I thought he had a really good job there to make sure the quarterback didn't spring what was eventually a scramble drill for, 10 or 15 yards. He hasn't been incredible. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., you think about last week where he had the team Hyman tackles there in the second half. He had a sack. He was just making play after play after play. There just hasn't been a flashy play so far for any Eagle. They can't get anything going on offense. The only real play of the night is a Avonte Maddox interception where Brissett makes a really bad read and throws it right to him. Good play by Maddox, but still, besides that, it's been quiet. And so, Josh and I are always thinking about what we're going to talk about during our recap shows tomorrow, and it's been lackluster, but it's also preseason, And I'll be honest, I think the big takeaway is the fact you didn't see offensive starters playing this football game, Josh, telling me they got to play next week. They got to play next Saturday just to make sure they get some sort of reps in the preseason because I don't want a slow start versus Jordan Love, who already has played in the preseason and is going to be a very, very tough test for the Eagles in 23, 24 days from now in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah, it's, it wouldn't surprise me though if we don't see them. I agree with you that it would be nice to see him for one drive, but I there's half of me questioning or wondering if Nick Sirianni is going, no, we had joint practice. Like, that was good. That was solid.
Does.
We'll be fine with the offense. We'll be okay. It'll work out. So I don't know, but I would not mind seeing that for sure. RJ, appreciate the 10. Said Bradbury let Drake run it in and has been getting cooked since the first throw of the games. That's, he's not looked great. He's whiffed on some tackles. He did allow that touchdown on the keeper there. So to your point, Jersey-born Philly fan, appreciate the 2, says Pickett is not it. Disappointing as QB2. That's another one. Yes, we've seen and heard lots of the non-support
many times.
Kenny Pickett. Philly Don 23, appreciate the 5 more, says bring back Mills, cut Bradbury. Mills has got to be better than what we're seeing out of Bradbury. Now that is an interesting point to bring up. You talk about the Goblin there. I'm going to let you answer this. It looks like we have like a minute or two before this joins. I'm going to take a quick break if you want to answer this, then I'll be right back.
Bradbury's one chance to save face, I would say. And tackling is this and that. Avonte Maddox isn't a great tackler, and they like what he's doing as a backup safety. He had to be great in coverage. Bradbury had to be really good in coverage in these preseason games against backups. The majority of the people he's playing against has been backups, and he's just not been that great in coverage either. And sure, he's transitioning to safety. It's hard to do, but I'm with a lot of you guys. You're paying him a lot of money to essentially ride the bench this year. He's going to be a bench player because hopefully you don't have to have him play just due to injuries. And I think even if you were to have an injury to Gardner Johnson or Reed Blankenship, they'd probably roll Avonte Maddox or yet to be seen, Cooper DeJean, who's played nickel, he's played outside. They've had him, at times play at safety, at least during OTAs and minicamp because he hasn't played so far during training camp. But I agree. And saying Jalen Mills, listen, the name sounds good. Won a Super Bowl as a cornerback with Philadelphia, Green Goblin, all those things. Over 30 years old now, and wasn't that good the past couple of seasons. It's not like you're getting, the peak prime Jalen Mills of the past. You're getting an older Jalen Mills, a wiser Jalen Mills, but somebody who does have a lot more safety experience than James Bradbury. And so again, right price, right time. Maybe you make a phone call. It can make some sense, but they have enough safeties on this depth chart, including, of course, Cooper DeJean, to where they're probably feeling confident they don't need to go ahead and bring in another person this far into training camp, because training camp is only a couple of weeks from being over. You're basically 2 weeks away. Preseason game, cuts will happen after that. All the cuts will happen on the same day. We used to kind of go from 90 to 81 to 70-something to 53. Like, they would work it down. That, gone are the days. It's going to be the one final cut from 90-something down to 53, and I think a lot of the Eagles you're going to see in the second half, obviously, are going to be let go. First half highlights there, or first half stats: 22 yards rushing for Philadelphia, 43 passing, 65 total yards on offense, 2 for 7 on third down. They do have the 1 interception, which, again, has been the lone highlight so far of this one, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see what they do in the second half. Philadelphia get the football. Will it be Tanner McKee or Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett did start the third quarter last week, and I think you'll probably still see him unless they want to give Will Grier a run in quarter number 4, which means you'd run McKee right now. So we'll see who trots out here as the Patriots broadcast network is showing us the McCourty brothers. And good news is we should see a lot more Drake Maye, and you're going to see Kendall Milton, their quarterback, who people really like out of Tennessee, play probably later on in this game as well. So getting pretty close to starting this one as Philadelphia is back ready to return the brand new kickoff. And Josh, make sure we're synced up as we're about to get this second half underway.
You may want to refresh. Looks like there was a return just now and up to the 22-yard line for the Eagles.
There you go. That's the NFL Network for us. That's NFL Plus, a little bit behind. And it looks like they're going to be... Okay, I look good. First down and 10. Let's see who the starters are. It is Tanner McKee, Josh. So you get Tanner McKee with 14:53 to go here in quarter number 3. Give us some magic, Tanner. Give us some positive 10-plus yard passes. McKee, turn, give Shipley, running up the right side, makes a man miss, and then falls across the 28 to the 29-yard line. That's a good run there by Shipley. He's been positive. Christian Ellis, the ex-Eagle, there on the tackle. Shout out to Christian Ellis for, being the minicamp OTA highlight last year for the Eagles, and then turning into virtually nothing. But
solid special teams guy, right? Like, we can give him a little bit of something, but yeah,
solid special teams guy, solid. All right, second down and 4. 14:21 to go here in a 10-3 ball game. Philadelphia, only 3 points to show. Mekhi, pistol. There's going to be another give up the left side. It will Shipley, and he's going to fall across the line of gain for maybe a half of a yard. A little bit of extra jawing after the play. I couldn't see which Eagle receiver was getting chucked to the ground, but no harm, no foul. He was away from the actual play. Third down and 3 for Philadelphia. 13:58 to go here in quarter number 3, and it looks like it was Harris. A little extra late blocking, and he got chucked to the ground for it. So, fun times.
There you go. Fighting for some roster spots. You know, want a little extracurricular there.
Who do you think is more explosive, Saquon or Shipley, says Jason? I would think Saquon Barkley. Let's hope. Let's hope $13 million is a lot more explosive than $900,000, but we'll see. 3rd and 3. Play clock winding down. In the gun. Mekhi takes a snap. Here comes a blitz. Mekhi looks right, throws right. That's going to be caught. What a pass. That was really well done. E.J. Jenkins on the deep out. That's a gain of 20. And your first positive play through the air comes through the arm of Tanner Mekhi.
And that is a fantastic pass. Like, you cannot put it any better, because that was really good coverage actually by the Patriots defender on that play. But right there on the outstretched arms where only the receiver could get it, 2 feet in and out of bounds. Great play.
Very well done. Yeah, you're talking about a timing play there by a quarterback to his tight end and some good connection from your third-string quarterback in Tanner Mekhi. All right, Shipley going to get a play fake now. Mekhi to throw, looks right, throws, that's caught again. And this is going to be Joseph Ngata for a first down. And just like that, Tanner Mekhi has had way better passes than Kenny Pickett to start the third quarter. And Drew Parker says, or who was that? Someone said GG for Pickett, says Patrick, which I agree. It seems like everybody continues to bail on Kenny Pickett, and Tanner Mekhi, the big giant pass-throwing Stanford Cardinal, has been pretty darn good through 2 throws so far tonight.
I had to go ahead and just throw up the breed of one graphic, even though it's for Jalen. Tanner's playing fairly well so far.
First down and 10 inside Patriot territory. Another pistol pass here from Pickett. All data throw. Now stops and dumps it off underneath to Will Shipley. That's caught for a gain of about 4. Much better offensive line play so far here in quarter number 3, which I'm sure Kenny Pickett is not pleased because his offensive line was struggling for him. And Pickett and Mekhi, has had some pretty good clean pockets to stand up and make throws from. But he's 3 for 3 so far. A 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 now. And a 10-3 ball game with 11:56 to go in quarter number 3.
He is, but to be fair, it's been the same group out there. So, they maybe picked up the slack a bit, but same group.
Second down and 5. Jenkins motions back across the formation. Shipley to the right of Mekhi in the gun. Turn give Shipley. That's going to be he stumbled, up the middle. Gains of about 4 as he falls forward. I think it'll be third down and a long 2 right now as the Eagles have marched into Patriot territory, knocking on the door of the red zone here. Got to convert a third down and short, though, to keep the drive alive.
Also, quick shout out to Edward for the super chat. Appreciate the 5. Says, I think we need to cut Pickett some slack. This was back before, but just getting to these. Said, forget he's got no wide receivers to throw to, and that backup O-line is brutal. So it's a fair point, although we're watching Tanner Mekhi, seeing what he's doing here.
Appreciate Eagle One becoming a member on the channel. A couple of super chats. We'll get to you. A third down and 1. Pickett or Mekhi to throw. Dumps it off underneath. Got to make the line again. I don't think he did. As Shipley got hit just about half a yard short. You thought he could just push the ball forward and get this. Doesn't look like he did, and it will be 4th down and half a yard here. And so you assume Philadelphia will go for it as the clock sits at 10:41 to go, and it is 4th down and about a half a yard, and the Eagles are going to go.
Here we go. We know what's coming. It's not as effective, but we know what's coming.
They are lined up in Brudley shove formation. Mekhi under center, trying to get him to jump off sides. So far, it hasn't. Takes a snap. He dropped that football.
No.
And Tanner Mekhi is not going to get this. And he dropped it. Oh, it's a good spot, though.
I still think he's...
Wow, that is a promising spot. And this is a dropped snap. Yep, that happened to Kenny Pickett last week. It happens to Mekhi right here. A lot harder than Jalen Hurts makes it look. That's for sure. We'll see where they spot him. I mean, geez, needed half a yard. Are they going to give it to him?
I guess they're going to measure it, I suppose, but that's a really good spot. I doubt they're going to.
He's not close.
He didn't get it.
He is not close. When you drop the snap, all the timing goes wrong. I mean, it's just not good. And I think that they officially have called this as a turnover on downs, and so I don't think he got it.
Nope. Right call though. I mean, he didn't get it. Honestly though, it was a solid drive. So up to that point from Tanner McKee, you did think that Will Shipley should have gotten that first down, and he got tripped up. Was not able to pick that one. But so far, you see immediately as soon as Tanner McKee's in, there's more decision, there's more decisiveness, there's more confidence, there's more aggressiveness. Which sometimes maybe that could hurt you, but. So far from what we've seen in the preseason, it's like, hey, at least you're showing me something. At least you're pushing the ball down the field and trying to make something happen. I don't know. Early returns obviously continues with the Tanner McKee. Appreciate the 10 from RJ. Said, I've seen procrastinators tackle a project better than this defense. That's very interesting and fun analogy there, but that's not necessarily wrong from that standpoint. Pimp Drews, appreciate the 10. Said, last year I was fed up with the Fangio tree. Now that he's here, I love his honesty and old school approach. I look forward to his pressers after the first half performance.
I agree. It's the honesty and the pressers alone are very refreshing. Very refreshing. Also, it looks like John Ross has been taken to the locker room. He has walked himself to the tunnel. So Brandon Lee Gouton had that report from Bleeding Green Nation, but no more John Ross, most likely the rest of this game. So,
oh boy. Okay, so Johnny Wilson already out. John Ross taking himself there. The lack of wide receiver 3 potential. Not
a lot.
You kind of need to make a move. The writing was on the wall. You kind of definitely need to after this point. Austin, appreciate the comment here. Member for 2 months now. Hungry Dogs here, but said I expected more from this team after all the heat around joint practice. I hope we see a whole new team during this second half. Go Birds. And I'm just getting into for all the other super chats too. But yeah, but again, it's the backups. You've got different players playing with each other. The main report was that the starters were dominating the other starter, right? Like the Eagles starters were dominating the Patriots starters. When it comes to backups, I mean, I'm with you, Austin. Like, I want to see the backups still go out there and be like, okay, great. We have so much depth, and this squad can just run over anybody and, no issues. But, it comes down to the starters. They were able to get it done at least. But, yeah, definitely not to the same extent so far in this game.
No, it has not been the same extent, but what are you going to do? Appreciate everyone watching, by the way. We get some more thumbs up. That would be fantastic. We're over 1,200 and 75 people who have been watching with us right now. And now, of course, we get back to Gillette Stadium as they've come back from commercial break. And it will be the Eagle defense back out there following the turnover on downs by Tanner McKee and the defense. So here we go. Still Drake Maye under center from the Patriot 36. Drop the snap. It's a fumble football on the ground, and the Patriots are going to have it. So fumble-rooski so far, or I should say a lot of fumbles from both quarterbacks, as that's a loss of about 4. 9:48 to go here, third quarter. This is just a bad drop by Drake Maye. Yeah, I mean, it didn't really go anywhere. Nolan Smith had a chance, but not close enough. And second down and long coming for the Patriots.
Yeah, you got kind of close there. Nolan running in pretty fast, but Patriots able to get on it really quickly.
Second down and 15, 9:24 to go, third quarter. 10-3 ball game, Philadelphia down. Made a throw, pump fakes. Now he's going to step up and run. He's going to go across the field and be gang tackled by Dean and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Again, sure tackling by the backup linebacker duo. They've been pretty strong so far tonight. It'd be third down and 7, I think. It might be third and 6, depending on how much they give Maye. But a chance for the Eagle defense to force a very quick 3 and out here as we dip below 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
All right, there we go. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Oh, wow, he didn't get as far as I thought he did. All right, 8:48 to go. 3rd down and 10. Maye in the gun. Four receivers total. Takes the snap. Drake Maye steps up in the pocket. Clean pocket. Now he's going to go home run ball. He's got a man open. It's caught down. No, he dropped it at the 15. Ooh. Boy, that was right in the hands of Baker. Kelee Ringo
I thought he caught
closed pretty quickly. That was very close. That was very close.
It's a great diving attempt. Hit him right in the hands, and then he just loses it as he's going to the ground. But he had a step on Kelee. Really good throw there, but not able to haul it in.
Pretty clean pocket here. And you mentioned it. I mean, Kelee is close, but not in the best position. And that hits Baker right in the arms and just doesn't survive the ground. He even had two hands on it there. And No harm, no foul for Philadelphia. 3 and out. Here comes the punt from New England. Gets it underway. It's a low knuckleball. It's going to take one hop and caught. Ainias Smith running out of bounds across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And back out will come everyone's favorite quarterback, Tanner McKee, for a second drive of the night.
Everyone's favorite quarterback in this game.
In this game.
Just
right,
sure.
in this game.
It was
Jordan Patrick, what's up, ladies and gents? I am back. We appreciate that. Let's see. I thought there was another one on there. Does Nolan Smith have pass rush moves? Josh, you can answer that one.
He does. Does he have the repertoire of, I don't know, insert somebody else. If we want to say a Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett,
no.
Micah Parsons. No, like he's not anywhere close to that. But he does have some pass rush moves. He's been working on the counters because it was only the basically the shoulder dip, right? Like that's the only thing that he had last year. Sure. That's what he used to get the first sack in the preseason game. It is probably limited, so we're trying to be patient with it. But he has been working on the counters, so I'm expecting a little bit more from Nolan Smith. But again, this is a guy that I think it's going to take more time if you're talking about you want to see him have 3, 4, 5 pass rushing moves because even at Georgia. Like, he didn't put up the best stats. He was a good player on that defense, but he was more so like, hey, you can count him on run defense, and he's going to pick up a sack or two just based on his athleticism. He wasn't oh my gosh, he's got the full repertoire of pass rush moves coming out. So I think it's you put him in the right spots. Fangio can help him maximize that production, but yeah, as of right now, would I say he's got, I don't know, maybe 2 pass rush moves, the dip of the shoulder, and then the other one that he set Lane up with from the other preseason game where it's the fake outside and quickly juke back in. So, at least it's something. It's not nothing, but yeah, he's not a full 4 or 5 pass rush moves guy. Shout out to Stoney. Appreciate the 5 gifted memberships. So there you go. 5 individuals got memberships there. Congrats to you guys.
Quick little subtle plug. We're getting closer on my channel to 60,000 subscribers. And when we do, we have the signed Brian Westbrook jersey to give away. That'll be happening hopefully here pretty soon. See it up on the screen right there. Just waiting. It just sits here. It's waiting to be given away. And also have 2 tickets to Eagles versus Falcons, which got a little more interesting the past couple of days because the Falcons have some pretty good new additions on defense. That's also the Nick Foles retirement game as well once we hit 60K. So you're not subbed yet. Got to be subbed to have a chance to win either one of those and giving away here soon.
There you go. And who doesn't want that? Honestly, it's not impossible, I suppose. You could win both. You could sub, technically, you could win the jersey, and then you could also win the tickets, and you could show up in the jersey with the Brian Westbrook sign.
Doesn't get much better than that. Pretty mad, but yeah.
If you do that, you should probably go buy a lotto ticket. But
I would do that immediately. I would do that absolutely immediately. But what are you gonna do? That's a Falcon game, man. It just be before Kirk Cousins, before Judon, it was going to be a pretty easy game, right? You go all the way to Brazil, you play a tough one versus Jordan Love, and then you come back and play an easy Falcon. That's going to be tough as we get back here for the first drive of the second drive for McKee. Deep shot right side. That's caught. Back shoulder, Joseph Ngata. They threw a flag, though. I think it's going to be pass interference on the offense. That's a 30-yard gain if it stands. The Ngata-McKee connection been pretty good so far. But this looks like offensive pass interference for a push-off. Let's see. No foul.
Oh, it's no.
First down.
Okay.
Picked it up.
Wow. I like that.
Wait, did they say he didn't catch it?
I might be.
He said second down. Really?
There's no way. He caught it, right? I think he just misspoke. Surely that's a.
Well, the clock stopped, and if he caught the ball, they would have blown it to continue on. They really call that. Of course, they're showing some random Patriot fan in the crowd, so we don't really know, which is
okay. They caught it. I might be a little bit ahead of you, but they're back at the line of scrimmage, so they caught it.
Go for it.
Or they marked it down. So I think he misspoke as second and saying second down. So first down handoff. Looks like Lou Nichols up the middle, gain of about 3, so brings up a 2nd and 7.
And now I'm going to refresh because they're back at the line right now. So you refresh from the 48-yard line of Philadelphia, 2nd down and 7. McKee under center now splits Nichols out wide for 5 wide receivers here. Play clock winding down. McKee takes the snap, 4-man pressure, steps up, looks right, throws. That's going to be dropped as Harris had a chance for a first down right in front of Pettis. It falls to the ground. It'll be 3rd down and 7. And the receivers continue to, they've not had the best night. They have not had the best night.
Jacob Harris was not really going to have a great opportunity to make the roster. He's had multiple drops in consecutive games, so he's not helping himself. But, with the injuries, the concerns you have at the wide receiver position, just kind of continuing that. That's not the best scenario.
Ooh, super chat here from Andrew. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go to a 3rd down and 7 from the Eagle 49. Mekhi in the gun, Nichols to his right. Low snap, picks it up off the ground. Very clean pocket. Looks right, throws. That's going to be caught.
Look
Joseph
at that.
Ngata. Wow. Okay, so that has turned into the story of the evening so far. One of the Eagles' backup receivers trying to make the roster, and now with an opportunity with a lot of players out, he's having a pretty good night and some pretty good connections with his 3rd-string quarterback in Tanner McKee. You figure these guys are throwing to each other a lot in training camp, and a good connection there. Gain of 15, 1st down and 10, and a handoff to Lou Nichols up the middle. And he gets about 4. So it'll be 2nd down and 6, 5:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Joseph Ngata, Josh, he was on the practice squad last year.
Yep.
He hasn't done much during training camp. Like, this is not like some sort of, he's been pretty darn good. But so far tonight, he's been the best receiver on the football field for Philadelphia. As they go hurry up now. Now McKee slows things down just a little bit. 2nd and 7, 6:30 to go, 3rd quarter, 10-3 New England. Philadelphia yet to get in the end zone so far tonight. As McKee changes things up at the line. 10 on the play clock. In the gun. Takes the snap. 4-man pressure. Steps, throws. It's going to be a dump off to Nichols. And he's hit immediately. Might have gained a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Good tackle there by the Patriot linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, even on a play like that, though, you see the processing, the confidence, decisiveness of McKee of where to go if nothing's happening, just dump it off quickly and keep on moving on. It's just totally different. I know we already felt this way, but Tanner McKee should be your QB2. I don't realistically think that will happen because of how they value Pickett, but he should be QB2.
I agree. 3rd down and 5, 5:46 to go. McKee takes the snap. Again, a 4-man pressure. Slides to his left. Now fires across the middle. That's a catch, but a yard short of the line of gain. That is Lou Nichols really about a foot away from making it a 1st down. And you figure they failed the brotherly shove last drive. Do you do a brotherly shove this drive? Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
I mean, I don't know if you keep him on, or I don't know if you do brotherly shove with how the lack of confidence that we've seen Tanner McKee even in the Ravens game. Okay, I was going to say
brotherly shove.
His brotherly shove is awkward because he's a much taller and lanky quarterback. I don't know if I love that play call, so this is great.
Really 0 for 2 on 4th down so far tonight. 5:07 to go on a 4th down and 1 from the 31. Here's a handoff to Nichols.
Oh my gosh, I don't think he got it. I don't
think
he did.
That spot is going to be very close. Jeez, you need a yard, and if you can't get a yard, where are they going to spot this football? The line to gain is the 31, and yeah, this is if it truly is a 31, then he's about a half a foot short. And they're going to measure.
Yeah, they're going to measure it, but I think he's short. I think he fell just right before, and he's running up behind. I think Trevor Keegan was one of those guys trying to get a push, but they're going to measure it here as they do. Appreciate Andrew with the 20 bomb. Says, good morning from South Korea. Love waking up and being able to watch y'all. Can't wait for it this season. And then says, go Birds, fly Eagles fly. So go Birds.
Good morning from South Korea. How about that, huh?
There you go.
Here comes the measurement. I don't think he got it.
I don't think he did
Still
either.
waiting for the chains to officially give us a
take a few links out of that chain. He did. Wow. He got it.
Wow. By about that much. That's a generous spot. That's a very generous spot. Okay. Wow.
That's surprising. Okay. I really didn't think that was going to happen, especially where the spot was. Which is, always the case in point. They say don't necessarily go all off of the yellow line on the field, but based on the yellow line that I was looking for, or I guess it turned into a red line whenever you go on 4th down. But I was like, that's definitely short. But he got it. Keep it up. Let's go, Tanner. Tanner is going to help us hit this parlay, everybody. So let's go, Tanner.
Clock starts running with 4:36 to go. 1st down and 10. Eagles at the Patriot 31, and now we have a timeout on the field. I am not sure. I think they're giving the Patriots a timeout. No, they're challenging. Great. So we're going to delay this a little bit. And it looks like Gerard Mayo has thrown the challenge flag, which gives us more time to hit some more Super Chats.
There you go. Let's see. 5 from Justin. Justin, appreciate that. Says, what do we make of Nolan Smith so far? Seems he is struggling tonight. Is it a problem he is doing good in camp, but not now?
I'll take that one because Josh loves Nolan Smith with all of his heart and wants Nolan Smith to be a very good player, which can't blame him. We all do. But what we've seen so far, the first 2 preseason games, has not been very impressive for Nolan Smith, right? I mean, he is a backup player playing against backups and not making a ton of plays, right? You would think if he has had this massive jump, he wouldn't, 1, be playing into the third quarter of these football games, and he wouldn't, 2, not be making a lot of plays, because if he was, overmatching some third-string right tackle of the Patriots, he'd be blowing him up. He has had his moments during training camp. We're not saying that he's a bust. I'm not saying that they should give up on him. But you want to know what I make of Nolan Smith? I think unimpressive. I think he's been unimpressive so far in these preseason games, and bust is a word you can't throw around in year number 2, but if we get to the end of the season and this is what you've gotten so far, the bust word is going to come out in a very big way when it comes to a 30th overall draft pick in Nolan Smith.
Okay, well, since I'm the moderator here, Thomas, we'll see you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Good night. Sorry.
No, I can understand the thought. I am the eternal optimist, especially when it comes to Nolan Smith. But you're right. You have not called his name much. He's made, I think, 1 fairly solid or solid play against the run. But other than that, it's not been the pressures. We've called Jalyx Hunt name. We called Moro Jomo's name. We've called, I'm drawing a blank. We called a couple other pass rush. Who was it that got the sack or close to the sack?
Bryce
Huff was obviously in coverage.
I think Patrick Johnson has been better. I mean, honestly, I think he's been better.
He probably has. Yeah. Especially if we want to talk about just a pure pass rush and nothing else.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if Fangio looks at Nolan and says, yeah, but I like the athleticism in terms of more coverage and a hybrid off-ball linebacker that I can blitz and use in a different format there. But as much as I hate to say it, yes, if we're talking about pass rush, for sure, Patrick Johnson's proven so far in a small amount in preseason that, he's been better. He's made some plays. He's gotten to the quarterback. I don't like to see it, but yeah, realistically, I gotta be honest. Yeah, it's not what you want to see so far. So
yeah,
I don't know. Hopefully that changes, but
looks like another super chat.
Yes, there we go. As it looks like they're coming back from break. We'll get to that in 1 second. But the super chat from Clipsets, appreciate the 5, said, love from North Philly. Go Birds. So pumped for the season. We are too.
There you go.
Also, shout out to Eagle One member for 9 months. Says,
big time.
Pick it to the Vikings. That's his comment there. Pick it to the Vikings. They need a quarterback, I guess. So, I don't know that we're trading him, as we've already said. That would be insanity. You're not going to get much, but anyway, nonetheless, we were back, and looks like the challenge was successful. That is wild. It is going to go back to the Patriots.
It is, and Drake Maye has already done the first snap. He threw it out of bounds for an incomplete, so we'll get a refresh from you here. 4:55 to go as the NFL Plus likes to mix us up a little bit. 2nd down and 10. Yeah, the challenge was successful, which we both thought he didn't get it, and we're surprised whenever Nichols was granted the first down. Turns out not to be the case. 2nd down and 10 from the Patriot 32-yard line. 10-3 ball game. 4:55 to go third quarter. Maye under center. This is going to be a stretch to the right. He's going to bounce it up to the left side in a gain of about 2. There's Patrick Johnson right on cue, making a nice play there. It'll be 3rd down and a long 6.
All right, there we go. I think I'm caught up now. Also, the super chat from Brody Ford. Appreciate the 5. Says, do you think Gabe Hall will make the roster? Love both you guys. And also, it's going to be a Chiefs versus Eagles Super Bowl matchup this year.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
wouldn't mind the Super Bowl matchup. Heck yeah. But as far as Gabe Hall making the roster, I was very high on that beforehand. But yeah, I think we're both in agreement. Not as much now. We've seen too much, I think, from Marlon Tuipulotu and who is it? Is it Booker? I'm drawing a blank on the first name, but he's been impressive by reports.
3rd down and 6. Throw right side to Baker. It's incomplete, but there's a flag. There you go, Josh Jobe on pass interference, and yes, that is the case.
Lovely.
It's crazy that Josh Jobe had to play during the regular season last year, and he's not going to make the roster this year. He is not making this roster, no matter really what he does. The remainder of the season, they have way too many got the hiccups. Way too many cornerbacks ahead of him.
Yeah, speaks to the depth It's a good problem to have, but you're right. Josh Jobe was the first one to come off the bench as soon as JB was injured, or you needed a spell for Slay or anything like that, and now it's buried toward the bottom of the depth chart.
Maye rolling to his left, throws it out of bounds, getting some better pressure now as the Eagle third-string defensive line. Speaking of Gabe Hall, he was there doing a pretty good job. So we will give credit where credit is due. Be second down and 10. Play clock at 31 right now as Andrew Trevelli with a $5 super chat. I want Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Devin White starting at linebacker. Axeman Jr. been doing amazing, and I haven't heard a lot from Bond. Bond was a little better today. I think he was a little bit better. And I don't know if Trotter Jr. will take the job away immediately, but we are all very confident Jeremiah Trotter Jr. will take it at some point. So I get the sympathy. Second down and 10 now. Empty is Drake Maye as he takes the snap on a four-man pressure. He's a quick screen to the left side and a good tackle by Jacoby Dean behind the line of scrimmage. We talk about linebackers. Dean has had a very, very good preseason dating back to last week versus the Ravens. Maybe not great in coverage in the training camp practices, the joint practice versus the Patriots a couple of days ago, but last week against the Ravens, this week against the Patriots, I think he's been really good. I really do.
That was a very good play. And perfect timing, I guess, for the super chat from Andrew about the linebacker play, but that position right there, especially because of the wrap up, the guy tried to duck under the tackle. We've seen so many times the linebacker goes flying by and you can't make that, but able to wrap up, show the strong hands, and throw him to the ground.
Hey, Nolan Smith with a sack of Drake
Maye. There we go. Every single time we doubt my man, he comes up with a sack.
Wow.
And right on cue, I get to play the sack graphic. Here we go. There it is.
Wow, he was chipped too and still made it back for the sack on Drake Maye. All right, well, I ripped him a couple of minutes ago. He hadn't done much. There is a play much like the third quarter last week. He got a sack. Bang. Nice play there by Nolan Smith, and thumbs up for number 3 getting a sack. He's going to like that one.
Yes, if you're not already. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the like button.
Nice. Smith back deep to return this punt. Gets it away at the 30-yard line. 2:42 to go third quarter. Smith is going to let this one bounce. Takes a favorable Eagle bounce out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And back out where comes Tanner McKee with work to do. Down 7 with 2:37 to go in the third quarter of this second preseason game for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, there you go. Old Faithful. Just wait for the Thomas Mott special of calling out somebody, and then they're going to go ahead and make a play. So that happened the exact same way in the Ravens game.
Yeah,
the exact same way here. I like it. What we need to start doing, and we normally say this, and I forget about it until we're in the game, but literally, we just need to begin the broadcast and you start by saying, like, Nolan Smith has not been playing good at all. He's trash. Say the same thing, especially do it for the starters, right? We just go ahead and make the blanket statement, and then we should be fine.
Well, still, we see chats like, who said that? Said the third string dominator, says Solar Shockwave. Yeah, he is. He likes to light up those third stringers. Yes, that is for sure. That is for sure.
I will say this, right? Like, it's Drake Maye out there. So they're not totally abandoning him. He doesn't have the best pass blocking, but there's a good battle going on for lots of the Patriots O-line. Not that the O-line for the Pats is a good one, but it's not terrible, and at least he made a play there, showing more so of his athleticism, because we still talk about like his pass rush moves. That there was no pass rush move there at all. It was literally he got chipped, and he's so athletic that he can just get chipped and then run past his blocker.
I think so.
It did help him. I don't know if I think we may have missed the one from NRG Slicks, but appreciate the 5. Said, do you think did we already get that one? Do you think the Eagles will make it far this year? Okay, said, do you think the Eagles will make it far this year? I think they will make it far.
They better. Let's hope. I mean, goodness gracious, the hype around the training camp period, the preseason, the offseason, the draft, it would be a very disappointing year, much like last season. And heads would actually roll at the end of the year. And Nick Sirianni's head would roll at the end of the year if they were to have a very disappointing season and they don't make it far. The floor is the divisional round of the playoffs this year. You have to at least make it there. I mean, that is the bare minimum. You cannot miss the postseason. You cannot get bounced in the wild card round. You've got to make it to at least the divisional round. You can make an argument the NFC title game because this roster is that good. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pressure, but it's a good football team. I mean, Josh, I was thinking as we're still on commercial break here, about to come back, there are not a lot of great football teams in the NFC. Dallas is going to have a down year. The Giants don't have a quarterback. Washington has a rookie quarterback. They might be interesting and pesky as they usually are. I think the Packers are really good. The Vikings have taken a step back without a quarterback. I mean, the Falcons are going to be very interesting, but there aren't a ton of baller teams like in the AFC, and Philadelphia is one of the baller teams. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like even similar how we talked about last year, but the Eagles have a great opportunity, especially within the NFC, because there's not some guarantees. You could look at a bunch of teams around the league, certainly within the conference, that no one's perfect. Like, you don't go in there and go, oh, well, they have no holes. Like, there's no question marks. There's no concerns. There's no drama. There's no something involved with what their roster looks like or their team makeup. So, yeah, the opportunity is right there for the taking with the Eagles. Would you like to shore up a couple of those spots? Probably, but they're going to be fine.
2:37 to go, third quarter. 10-3 ball game. Tanner McKee in at quarterback from the 24-yard line. No, sorry, that is Will Grier. I believe that's Will Grier.
Wow.
99% sure I saw Will Grier make an incomplete pass on first down.
Yeah.
A little early to pull Tanner McKee, huh, Josh?
You know what that tells me? That tells me that Tanner McKee is very likely your QB2. Because otherwise you keep him out there.
Wow. Yeah. The fact that they are basically protecting him from injury right now is very interesting, to say the least. And so you're going to get a quarter and a third of Will Grier in on second down and 10. Grier takes the snap, turn, give, run. That is going to be a big hole there. And that is Tyrion Davis-Price across the 30 to the 33, maybe the 34. I think he's about a yard short. And TDP gets his first carry of the night. And he has had a very impressive preseason. He was really good last week versus the Baltimore Ravens. And now his first run goes for 9. It'll be third down and 1, 2:13 to go third quarter.
All right. Look at that. TDP was, like you said, great in the last game.
Really
I am still fascinated that we're seeing Will Grier here. I did not expect it to be that early because, I mean, Kenny got a lot of, it was a full half of play. Yeah. And I would say McKee showed enough to not even get a quarter's worth for them to say, you know what? Nope, Tanner, you're done. We know that we have too much here as far as a potential with a QB2, and we don't need to get you injured.
It's like Will Grier could not get him lined up in time, and so timeout is burned by Philadelphia. So still waiting a third down and 1:52 to go here in the third quarter. Ray Gerard says, gotta love Patriots TV interview versus football coverage. Yeah, it's the preseason for you. They get to interview their guys instead of showing you what's going on. So, that's why you watch here with us, because we at least give you Eagles content during the TV interviews. But Philadelphia, of course, burns the timeout. It would be nice if they could get a touchdown in this game, Josh. That'd be very fun. Still a 10-3 football game with a couple minutes left in the third quarter.
I would like to play the fight song, but,
It'd be nice. Only so many things that they can give us, Only you can't ask too much of preseason games. But here we go. Third down and 1. Under center. TDP, your lone setback. Motion Harris tight to the formation. Grier takes the snap, play fake, rolling to his right. He can run this one if he wants to, and he gets the first down and more. And Will Grier will trot out of bounds across the Eagle 40 and give the Eagles a fresh set of downs and stop the clock. 1:46 to go. Sorry, the clock will keep running due to the NFL rules. I'm blanking there, but 1:40 to go here, third quarter. If I see the McCourty twins on my screen again, I mean, geez, the amount of camera time Devin and Jason McCourty and Brian Hoyer and some random guy to the left have gotten inside the Patriots studio tonight has been very fun to watch. I've really enjoyed that coverage. Yes.
Well, good.
We have a
I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
From the Eagle 41. Grier in the pistol. Davis-Price behind him. 4-man pressure. Grier looks right, throws right. That's going to be caught. And falling out of bounds is Watkins, wearing 41. Not the best receiver look there, but we'll take it. Getting about 7. It'll be second down and short. Another super chat from Andrew Trevelli, $5. Appreciate that. What are the people saying Hurts' job is on the line? I don't think it is. I think if anyone will get fired, it'll be Nick Sirianni. I don't think anyone's saying Hurts' job is on the line, unless you're Nick Wright, who thinks he should be throwing more interceptions in training camp, but that's neither here nor there. Sirianni's job is definitely on the chopping block, for sure. Second and 1. Grier in the gun. 44 seconds to go in this quarter. Turn, give, Price. Trying to find some room, and he does. There's a first down. Tyrion Davis-Price across the 40 and into Patriot territory to the 39-yard line. TDP with the patient running, and he's been better than Lou Nichols. If we talk about backup backup running backs. He's looked good so far tonight.
He is, yeah. And again, he's continued to show that, even from the last game. But I think that my feed has sped up a little bit. I saw the last play of the third quarter just now, so may refresh that one.
Here's what Josh is talking about: a throw to the left side that's going to be caught by Watkins again, down to the Patriot 30, and that will end quarter number 3 as Will Grier is starting to make some completions here, and he's going to start rivaling Kenny Pickett for total completions on the night if this keeps up.
How wild will that be? Did anybody have Will Grier as the leading completion guy for the Eagles? I didn't have that on the bingo card.
Nope, not the bingo card.
Looks like Drew was asking sarcastically, I believe, about who is Watkins Jr. I hope he's not the son of, and he couldn't even say it, but we all knew who you were talking about. I think the age would be a little bit odd for that one to happen, but despite Quez Watkins muffing punts for the Steelers and not showing the best in Pittsburgh, that is the Austin Watkins, the signing from, very early in the the not even the free agent period, wasn't it the futures? Was he a part of the futures contract early on? I think he was. Yeah. So over from Cleveland.
Rapid Veta says Grier kind of cooking right now. Yeah, well, he's throwing some dots. Says, "What you doing, Jay?" Yeah, I've only seen 2 dots, but definitely interesting. I'm gonna go fill my water up one more time because we're getting to a fourth quarter here. We have a little commercial break, and I will be right back.
You got it. Shout out to all you guys in the stream, by the way, too. Really quick on the spamming, so I appreciate all the moderators. You guys are on your game. You're getting it really before I can as well, so kudos to y'all. Let's just say you're not missing it like JB. Doing a little better than James Bradbury is. So, fourth quarter. Not too bad so far. From Mekhi getting pulled really quickly and Grier getting in. That's, like we were saying earlier, kind of interesting timing, but Philly. I'm glad you finally figured out how to turn on the accept gifts. So, okay, duly noted. I'll probably we'll help take advantage of that early on, or if there's any gifted memberships, but I'll certainly have some more. So appreciate that. Anish, yeah, yay mods. Mods are doing well. All right, looks like we are back. Start of the fourth quarter. Will Grier as the Eagles quarterback with the backups. 2nd and 3 from the 30 of New England. Drops back to pass. Left side has a man. E.J. Jenkins. One-handed grab. What a catch at the 11-yard line. That was a great catch from E.J. Jenkins. Thrown a little high. Reaches up with one hand and pulls it down. And we talk about tight end 3 trying to make a move. Good on E.J. Jenkins. Ball all the way to the 11-yard line now. So 1st and 10. Eagles trying to score to tie it up. Hand off to TDP. Show some patience. Then a little power pushing forward to the 6-yard line. Maybe the 6.5-yard line. Is going to be a 2nd and about 6 yards. Could technically get a first down without scoring. But ball at the 6.5-yard line. Wojak, EJ did the Odell. Maybe not quite as good as Odell, but it was a one-handed catch, so we'll give it to him. All right, 2nd and 5 officially. Grier in the empty set takes the snap, looking right side. Pressure, going to try to roll out. Nowhere to go, and he's going to get sacked at the 15.
They're marching. I gave your stream a refresh here really, really quick.
All right.
Boy, I thought he could have thrown it in the flat there, just kind of jumping in. And pretty good coverage at the bottom of the formation, though. Watkins didn't really have much, and Gotta wasn't really open, but another sack. All right. Come on, Grier.
Yep, 3rd and 15.
Give us points.
See if you can get something. 1 on the play clock, and they're going to have to take a timeout, I believe.
All right. Well, that's twice now that has happened.
Or a flag. Surely they got the timeout first.
Nope, delay game.
Wow. I mean, come on. It's a preseason game. Let's get the calls in.
Man.
Something. Okay, 3rd and 20.
All right. So Jake Elliott, obviously, probably coming in here. Not a lot of plays for your 4th-string quarterback on 3rd down and 20, I would think. But
yeah, I highly doubt.
Here we go.
It, but we'll see. It's a 3rd and 20, ball on the 20-yard line. Greer in the empty set takes the snap, 4-man pressure over the middle, and it's high, incomplete, intended for his man there. 43. I think is that Jacob Harris again?
Solar Shockwave says, Thomas, go back to the bathroom. They were great when you were gone. I was not in the bathroom. I was filling up my water again. I need to get a bigger cup than this. It's a little too small. I drink it very quickly.
The little glass cup there, yeah. Get you the Bubba keg. It's intended for Folsch, by the way, the new tight end. We're talking about potentials for battling for that tight end 3 spot. But Jake Elliott now 48-yard attempt, or 38, yard attempt. Should be good. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up and
dead center,
perfect.
Baby.
There's 3.
Dead center. No worries from the old kicker who struggled last week and almost cost us that football game. But all right, well, the Eagles are a touchdown away from covering the spread, right? Which is, for some people who might be watching or streaming the game,
and honestly, we could even just take a field goal and lose by 1. I don't know why you'd kick a field goal, but it's Eagles +3. So
that's a good point. It's a good point.
I guess the odds makers perhaps knew that Kenny was going to play so terribly because they had the Patriots as favorites.
I guess. Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I will say, I'll enjoy whenever. Not that this does what this, I guess, says about me, but I'll enjoy whenever there's potential bets to be placed on like starting lineups and guys that actually matter. So
that'd be fun. That'd be very fun. Also, speaking of,
you might be saying it too. I was going to say quick plug for the fantasy football. Okay,
that's exactly what I was going to say.
That is perfect. A good segue for the fantasy football league. I know lots of people have been asking about it, but yeah, we're going to be doing the fantasy football league, and Thomas had a fantastic idea. Just a little bit of a shakeup from last year because it was kind of chaotic, let's be honest, trying to align both leagues and make sure that both are fair, and then the winners of those play each other in the final week, and it's just a mess. So basically, we'll have 2 16-team leagues, and you and I will be in both of those.
Right.
And then it'll be $100 or $105 entry, and I think, did we do winner take all, or was second place get something back? I can't remember now.
Second place would at least get their $100 back.
Okay, yeah, I think second got a little bit.
But that way, there's 2 separate leagues, and so the winner of one league is the winner of that league, gets the money. Winner of the other league, same thing. And Josh and I can be in both, because I was in one league and Josh was in the other. Josh and I didn't get to kind of be with everybody, and so if you're in one of the leagues, you'll be with both of us, and we'll all get to play. So it's a $105 entry. That's why we do it so high, because we really want people to be serious about it. So, the more money
I want to take your money, quite honitly.
I would love to
last
win.
year.
It'd be fantastic. Yes.
So it wasn't rigged.
No,
it was done through a public domain. It was following all the rules. But yes, it'll be fun. We'll have more details. So for people that are interested, I know we've gotten some comments, but we'll be posting to our channels, in the videos, community pages, all that. So
it's going to fill up pretty quickly. It's going to fill up quickly. We're going to have 2 leagues. If there's enough demand, maybe 3. We'll see about that. But for sure, 2. We had a lot of demand last year. We had a bunch of fun with it. So it'll be fun. And it'll be a set draft day. So it'll be like, we are drafting on this day for this league. If you can join, you have to be able to make the draft. That's kind of how we're going to do it. So that'll all come, later on. We like to wait till after the 3rd preseason game. That way, your first round draft pick doesn't blow out his knee the final week of training camp, which would be bad. So
yep,
that is the plan. As it looks like they're about to kick this one off. But first, a shot of the McCourty twins. Thank you. Did you know they're twins, Josh? They look exactly the same. In case the broadcast hadn't made that very clear.
In case we hadn't seen or known by now, is the return is going to be a big one, up to the 30, the 40, the 50, the 46-yard line of Philly by Wallace. And that was not good kick coverage from Michael Clay's group there.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? I'm thinking Josh is a twin. He's a twin brother. Looks very similar to him. So you and your brother could pull off the McCourty twin broadcast look. Just,
Yeah, well,
probably say a lot taller.
Yes, true. The thing that I was thinking about though, and I not really getting to listen to it obviously because we're doing this. I'm curious how it sounds
Ow!
because
Oh.
you might be ahead.
I was almost
Okay.
intercepted by Josh Jobe. He had a chance there.
I'm gonna get this play
Sorry
and then I'm gonna refresh.
to jump in front of that one. We had an injured Patriot on the field as well. Oh man,
Okay.
I thought Josh Jobe would jump that route. He had a pretty good job trying to, though.
Wow. Yep, I'm seeing it now. Right side throw, Josh Jobe lunging for it, misses. And is it Jackson for the Patriots down? Josh Jobe's a little bit shaken up. It almost looks like he maybe got the wind knocked out of him, landed on the ball. We'll see. Hopefully, nothing too serious.
Instead, we're going to get Christian Gonzalez. So, that's fun. We just get a Christian Gonzalez interview. That's how this thing sort of work.
Good old preseason football interviews. There's only so much you can ask guys during the preseason. It's like, hey, what do you think about the regular season? How do you feel about the team? You ready for the regular season?
I'm ready,
forward
man.
to getting back?
Exciting.
You want to share any secrets with us here on national television?
I haven't gotten an update on the injuries yet, so
yeah, they're not even panning to the field, which again, hopefully that means it's not serious, but they're just continuing with this interview, so I don't know.
Well,
but yeah, speaking of the McCourty, while we're waiting on this injury, I just wondered that because, as twins, me and Caleb, my twin, we sound alike. So, if you were doing a broadcast, it would honestly sound like you just have the same person calling it out, which would be
good point.
Kind of obnoxious, quite honest. If I was watching, and I haven't gotten to listen to these, so I don't know how it sounds, but the thought is that it would sound like you kind of have a know-it-all, I suppose. It's just calling out everything about the entire game. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us as looks like we're about to come back to the action now.
I want the commercial break.
Nope.
Let's
see. Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully Jackson's okay. He's holding his left knee.
Yeah, I'm in a commercial break, so I am not up to date. Bob Paul says, thanks for the play-by-play, you guys. I don't do commercials anymore. It's play-by-play and the game on TV, the voice off. Works for me. There you go. That's the ultimate way to watch, right? You sync things up, you watch the game, you listen to us. You don't have to worry about Patriot broadcasters or, annoying NFL game day broadcasters. That's kind of the whole goal. So
yep, that's the way to do it. By the way, appreciate all you guys. Still have 1,200 diehards with us. I mean, you know you're a fan. You know you're into it and committed whenever we're talking about fourth quarter football in the second preseason game with the fourth string quarterback in, at least for Philly. So we appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't, hit the sub button. Got a lot of great content, even more for the live streams. As awesome as it is here, it'll certainly be more lit during the regular season. So,
That is true. And, I'm just thinking about the fact that we got back-to-back primetime games to start things off, right? You're going to go all the way down to Brazil, which is going to be very interesting, and then come back in Monday Night Football for national TV Part 2 against the very, very good Atlanta Falcons, who, if Kirk Cousins plays well, that is a crazy good offense. And the defense has ballers. It might be the best safety tandem in the National Football League. They had Matthew Judon. It's going to be a real test. If the Eagles start 2-0, we're going to be sitting back here feeling pretty darn good about this football team. I think 1-1, maybe lose the Packer game, win the Falcon game, vice versa. We're still feeling pretty decent as long as they're competitive. 0-2, and, DEFCON 1, we'll get very upset about that. But I think I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun, and it's almost here. We are less than a month away. We are less than a month away, so got to like that.
For sure. Appreciate the 5 here from Brandon. Brandon saying this preseason coverage is as horrible as my high school football team coverage. Well, they've cut back and forth to a lot of other things than the game, but that's the Patriots broadcast. That's certainly NFL Network preseason coverage. HC saying that y'all should show the game. Like I said before, we would love to. We just are not able to, unfortunately, because the NFL would hit us so quickly with the copyright and everything for the channels. But we do our best. They're getting back, and Jaquay Jackson doesn't look good. On the cart, knee injury, left knee, He's got a towel over his helmet here as they're carting him off, and that is, you never like to see that, but certainly for rookie Jaquay Jackson.
Looks like you're a play behind. Joe Milton keeps it on the right side. He's going to get about 4 yards and run over Andre Sam in the process. So 3rd down and 8 upcoming. 12:21 to go here in the 4th quarter.
All right, should be caught up here.
13 on the play clock. 12, 11, 10.
Okay. I may be ahead of you now, so this
go for it.
It keeps jumping, but Milton is rolling right side and he's complete. Wallace, and that is a 1st down. Yeah, that's going to be no one in coverage there. I couldn't even tell. Tristan McCollum ran him out of bounds. I don't even know who that was supposed to be over there, but an easy 1st down.
A lot of backups in right now. A lot of way down to the depth chart players.
With 11:30 to play in the 4th quarter, so lots of time. Now a fumbled snap, and Milton does get on it, though.
A couple of those tonight.
2nd 11.
Yeah, just a bad exchange. He's under center right here, and like we saw with Tanner McKee, like we saw with Drake Maye, now with Joe Milton, got to hold on the football, and so worried about what's happening in the play that you just drop it there. So 2nd down and 12.
Nothing says preseason football like the 4th fumbled snap of a game. That's case in point. 2nd and 12. Milton takes the snap, this time in the gun. Dropping back, has time, looking right side, fires complete, and it's short of the 1st down marker by about 2 or 3 yards, wrapped up by Job. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3. I couldn't tell who the receiver was there for the Patriots.
It's a good throw. You throw to the right side. It's a comeback route. Shows you the Milton or the arm of Joe Milton, and that's one thing Patriots reporters have noted, that he has had an absolute cannon so far in training camp, and good throw there. That looked nice.
All right, 3rd and 3. Ball in the Philly 26. Milton in the gun. Eagles showing blitz. They are blitzing, and Milton over the middle had a man incomplete, intended for Wallace, but it was. Looks like a little miscommunication or not on the same page. I couldn't tell if that was a bad throw or Milton thinking that Wallace was supposed to be over a slant over the middle.
They're showing Wallace on the sideline talking to the receiver coach, so I think they should have thought that it would be a slant over the middle. Looks like we're going to get a sly field goal here. As this is a little bit of a head, 45-yarder. Yeah.
So Sly with another chance here to put him up by 7. And the snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, trailing left, and he just sneaks it in. It's good.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. Well, 10-10 to go. 7-point ball game. The Eagles need a touchdown very, very badly. As I would refresh your stream, Josh.
Yep.
As WYD says, take Job out, dude. I think he's probably at the very bottom of the cornerback depth chart, so I don't know if you can... If you could do that. Chad H says, I pray none of these players touch the field during the season. Yeah, that would be an indicator that times are a little bit rough if any of these players are playing. If they make the roster, is going to be one side of things. So is what it is. We can't hate on too much though. Oh, I can't hear you. Can anyone else hear Josh? I cannot. I wonder if I should have.
Test.
There you are. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Weird. Okay.
It's really quiet. I was like, and I'm looking at the chat. There you go. I got you.
I don't know if I got like a bad plug in here, but I just unplugged and plugged it back in. I was actually fearful, so I had it ready to hit mute if we had another mic issue 2.0.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm back. I don't know what that was. That was weird.
Hey, Victoria says, "How has Ainias Smith been today?" Pretty much irrelevant. He's not done much, so that's been a common theme, I would say. But the Echo Provider says, "Dear Birds, my AFL team stinks. Please don't break my heart like these fakes over here. Go Birds, go Rangers. Bleed green." Okay. How can we out-of-market fans watch all the Eagles games this year? Pimp Juice, you got to buy NFL Sunday tickets. So you drop like $400. It's not cheap. is not cheap, but
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do. So, up to you. Or you just watch us.
that's true. Jason says, I got the next round of Eagles cards to send your way, Josh. Heck yeah, man. Send them on. Send them on.
There you go.
Would love to get those and, check out what those are. Maybe give some away. Heck yeah. Well, Thursday night football. I don't know. Today feels off to me. It doesn't feel like
Very
Thursday.
off.
I'm sure for you it feels
like
way
Thursday.
different because Alaska time zone different, change, all
Yeah.
very much of a different change. But
yeah, it looks like they're lined up to kick this one off.
okay.
Anyone know where to get Josh's shirt? That's a good question, Josh. Where did you get your shirt?
I'll answer that in 1 second. As the kickoff is returned up to the 20 and slipping his TDP to the 22, so that's where the Eagles will have it with 10:05 in the fourth quarter. As far as where I got my shirt, okay, so quite honestly, this is probably not what I would recommend to do for like most situations of going and getting Eagles fandom, but I saw Kelsey wear this at the draft. And I literally just typed in "Hungry Dogs Run Faster" Kelsey shirt, and it just popped up on a random site. So that, I'm sure if you type that in and just Google it, it's something will come up. As always, maybe be a little bit cautious of where you're buying that from, but it worked out. So TDP with the handoff there, gain of about 2, and interestingly enough, Tanner McKee. He's back in, isn't he?
Really?
Did I just see McKee? I'm like 90% sure I just saw a 16.
Okay, well, we're getting a shot at the Patriots sideline, so we are unsure if that is the case right now.
That
They're
would
going
be,
back to this.
Kai is saying McKee is back also.
Really?
I'm 90% sure that I saw him, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. But that very much looked like Tanner McKee.
Is he hurt?
I don't know. Yeah, there's Tanner McKee. Well, that one's shocking. So it's a 2nd and 9. McKee fake handoff, has some pressure up the middle. It's going to be a tight end screen to E.J. Jenkins, who's brought down behind, a gain of about 2. That did not look good. That looked like an ankle, and he is down.
Ooh, he is. Yeah, your reporters don't know why McKee is in this game.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Why would you put him back in? That just...
Yep, he is. He's gonna finish this football game. Okay. Man, poor EJ Jenkins here, though. This is a bummer. He's trying to make this football team, and he goes down awkwardly on that ankle. 9:14 to go, fourth quarter.
Yeah, I kind of get rolled up on with a tackle from behind, but Wojak saying so many guys dropping. Yeah, there's been a lot more injuries in this one for sure than it was the Baltimore game. Kai, I appreciate it too. You were saying McKee was back, and I needed some verification first. But yeah, I was in disbelief.
All right, well, maybe they just want to win the game. You got to put them in and try and win the game. Maybe that's the case. I don't know.
Sirianni put half the salary on the spread. Maybe you just go out there, guys. I need somebody to cover.
Got to win this game.
Get me a touchdown. We've just not seen the likes of a broadcast that shows the broadcast individuals like the Patriots does with McCourty twins.
They're having fun. They are loving it. They're absolutely loving it.
Okay. They're still showing the sideline. It sounds okay. There we go. I was gonna say it sounded like EJ Jenkins had made his way off the field.
At least got up. Yeah.
So hopefully nothing too crazy, but there was a lot of pain and on the ground for a while. 3rd and 6, 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Tanner McKee is miraculously back in the game for some reason. And he's going to take the snap pressure coming in a blitz, has a little time, looking to the left side. He had a man, but he overthrew him. Ainias Smith was at the sticks and would have been a first down, but incomplete.
Yeah, and he was open too. We harp on Ainias Smith a little bit so far during training camp and preseason. He's not been very good. That was a speed out, and he was pretty open. McKee just threw it over him. So what are you going to do? But 4th down at 6 and 8:54 to go here in the third quarter or in the fourth quarter.
Well, that didn't help us. So 4th and 6, 8:54 left in the fourth quarter. You wonder if we'll see Tanner McKee again. Like, I don't know why you saw him there. Surely you wouldn't after that. But the punt is away. Wallace back to return. Great punt. Caught at the 19. Fumbles it. Can't get it. He finally holds on to it right before Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I thought he was going to lose that thing. He took 2 or 3 attempts to try to pick it up and couldn't, and finally was able to gather it on the ground.
He's the panic that must have been going through Wallace's head just to try to hold on to this football, and he barely does, and then he tries to... Will Shipley was first down there as a gunner, and Trotter Jr. was very close to coming up with that fumble as they're all, getting their special teams running. Man, Will Shipley was coming in quick, but hey, he didn't get to return it, so we will take it. Also, E.J. Jenkins did run off under his own power. He's in the blue medical tent, but that is good news in terms of his potential health. So solid stuff there.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, 1st and 10. Milton back under center. Takes the snap. Busted play. Was looking for his runner. Nowhere to go. Now he's going to try to roll out and throw it somewhere. He's got a deep shot, actually. A man there and broken up at the last second at the 50-yard line. Tristan McCollum with the hit on Wallace. That was a strange-looking play. Ends up
running back completion. Went left. Milton went right on his play fake and still was able to throw this football. It seems like this is a passing play, so this should have been a play action due to the way the blockers are looking. Zach McPherson in coverage here. McCollum comes to clean things up. Good job by the Eagles secondary there. 2nd down and 10, but broken play. It didn't really go anywhere.
All right, 2nd and 10. Milton in the gun this time. Blitz coming from the Eagles. They pick it up over the middle. Had a man incomplete, dropped. And that was someone probably deep on the depth chart that I have no clue who that was. 46, LaMichael Petway.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. Yeah, fan favorite, LaMichael Petway. 3rd and 10 for New England.
Boy, the clock keeps stopping. They're trying to make sure we go to bed late tonight here. Fast third quarter, slow fourth, and we get to let Drake Maye shots on the sideline. They're
give Tanner
McKee
trying. Another chance. Milton in the gun, takes a snap, 4-man pressure. He's starting to get pressured, now steps up, has some room to run, up to the 20, and tries to bowl over an Eagles defender, but gets stopped. Tristan McCollum and Ben Van Suren stop him 3 yards short of the line to gain, 4th down.
Yeah, that is that's a big quarterback to hit at full speed. McCollum came up and laid down the wood, but he paid for it here. Ooh, that looked like it hurt. He's okay, though. Van Sumeren helped as well as Milton popped up and yelled something probably not safe for work there to Tristan McCollum. But 4th down and 2, clock will dip below 8 minutes, and another punt. So punts are happening quite a bit here in this fourth quarter for both sides.
There you go. Alexander Harris just got off work. Did any starters play? The offense did not. Most of the defense did not, but there were a couple. Bryce Huff, depending on who you think your cornerback 2 is, Isaiah Rodgers and Kelee Ringo both played. Your linebackers, because we don't know who the starters basically are, but none of the starters on the offense.
Oh, excuse me. Yep, none of them right now. It has not been the case at all.
You know, Tristan McCollum has been playing well, and he got a little bit banged up. I think he's fine, but considering where he is on the depth chart and when he gets in, I mean, he was physical. He was playing well in the Baltimore game. He's made some hits here. Yeah. He broke up the pass and also made the stop on Milton in the run. Not too terrible. The Patriots will punt it away. 7:48 to play in the fourth quarter. This is a punt to the left, a little short, rolls out of bounds at about the 30-yard line or so. We'll call it the 28-yard line of Philly, and that's where they'll have it. We'll see who the Eagles' quarterback is.
Wojak Horseman says McCollum looks like he belongs in the mix, would rather keep him than Bradbury. That will be a conversation I'm sure people will have. I think McCollum's for sure a practice squad player at safety, just from a depth perspective. But yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting night for those quarterbacks you mentioned. They're showing Will Grier running for his life, showing Tanner McKee running for his life. Well, sorry, that was Kenny Pickett. Maybe Greer's hurt? I don't know. Let's see who comes out here. They haven't showed us yet.
It's Tanner McKee.
Okay.
I would love to know. I haven't seen anything. You know, I'm curious if Twitter has anything. I haven't seen anything yet, but McKee, fake handoff to TDP, looking left side, has good protection, fires a deep shot, and it is complete. Good pass there to Joseph Ngata, the favorite target of Tanner McKee for a gain of about 15 yards and a first down.
He's been the best receiver on the football field for Philadelphia as well. I mean, this is just a deep out. McKee's got to get this ball up over the corner, sitting in the flat. He's able to do it, and a nice throw and catch there. A good gain of probably 13, first down and 10, and Philadelphia gets this drive going, down 7.
Like my guy Drew says, McKee has good decision-making as opposed to, the other guy we won't name, but that he's competing with. McKee, fake snap or fake handoff here, getting a little bit of pressure, going to step up, try to buy some time. Now rolling right and just going to throw it out of bounds. And that play results in an incompletion, so it won't show up in any sort of highlight. But I will even say that, for example, is a difference of Kenny Pickett versus Tanner McKee. He's trying to buy some time, looking down the field. You know he's going to be aggressive if he can. There's nowhere to go. You don't force anything. Throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and he avoided the sack really well there. I mean, that could have been a very negative play, and instead he's able to essentially, like you said, live to play another down.
All right, ball on the Philly 46-yard line. 2nd and 10, 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Tanner McKee trying to lead this comeback here. Takes the snap, a blitz coming, gets it away quick to Austin Watkins. Broken tackle up to the first down marker and past it, and it's a first down.
All right. Good play there from Austin Watkins. That would have been a 6-yard gain, turns it into a 10-yard gain, and new set of downs, 6:45 to go, fourth quarter. The Bird offense is marching a little bit here.
It is. And Philly Don 23, appreciate the 2, says great job as usual, or great job, guys, as usual. We appreciate that. That means a lot. Just like great job as usual for Tanner McKee. We talk about the blitz right there. He's got the blitz. He's got to get it away quick. He finds his hot read. Now it's 1st and 10, ball inside New England territory at the 42. Pass to TDP, I believe.
Nice.
Or wait, was that Milton or was that TDP? I couldn't.
It's Kendall Milton, I believe.
Yeah, okay, it's Milton. Good catch and run there, just short of the first down marker, gain of about 9.
I think he got it.
Did he get it?
I think they're going to give it to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take that.
Wow. Yeah, it makes a man miss. This could have easily been, a 2-yard gain, and instead gets 10, and the clock will continue to run. 5:54 to go, fourth quarter. Eagle offense, 3 straight first downs.
Clock ticking, 5:45 to play in the fourth quarter. Eagles trail 13-6. Tanner McKee in the gun, fake handoff, dropping back, has some time, looking over the middle, a strike. It's complete all the way up to the 5-yard line, and got it still up, trying to push forward and brought down inside the 5 at the 4.5-yard line. And don't tell me there's not another QB2. There's not a question.
I think it's really building here. I really, this drive has been the best the offense has looked all night. And when Tanner McKee played his first 2 drives, he had a 98 quarterback rating. I mean, he's been making good decisions, really throwing the football down the field. I mean, Kenny Pickett was unable to do. And the connection with Joseph Ngata, as they're going to go hurry up here, it's been the connection of the night.
1st and goal. Time at the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Motion. Looks like Jacob Harris and McKee a fake handoff. Right side has a man complete at the 1, and it's just short. It's Fulch, the tight end, not able to get in, but the ball at the 1-yard line now. 2nd and goal.
It's that play they love to use Dallas Goedert on, where they fake the inside zone and then roll to the right and throw it to the tight end in the flat. And like you said, Fulch is about a 1.5 feet away from scoring. There's good tackle there by the DB for the Patriots. That's Del Pettis. The rookie, number 34. And so 2nd and goal, but it's at the 1 and a chance to tie the football game upcoming.
Here we go. McKee in the gun, has Milton to his right. It's going to be handoff. Milton up the middle, hits contact, pushes forward, rolls past, touchdown.
Points.
Gets to Milton with the touchdown and the points. 1 PAT away from tying this game up at 13 all. What a drive by Tanner McKee, and also what a great second effort by Milton there for the score.
Do you go for 2 here, Josh? 4:23 to go?
Why not?
I mean, why not?
Do it.
I
say do it. Touchdown Eagles. Let's play the dang song.
Play it.
It's been way too long. We haven't been able to do it.
They're going for 2. What do you got? What's your 4th string, 4th quarter, 2nd preseason game, 2-point conversion, go-to play? Very interesting here. Here we go.
2-point attempt. They're going to do it. McKee in the pistol. Takes the snap. Right side has a man. Ainias Smith caught. Touchdown or 2-point conversion good, I suppose. But there you go. and we're going to get the win. There's still 4:23 left in the fourth quarter, but I don't know what I guess I just played the touchdown graphic. I didn't actually do a 2-point graphic, so touchdown maybe. I can't do the field goal good.
It's a great 14-13. Great play design. It's a quick snap to Mekhi's in the pistol, and all they're asking Ainias Smith to do is run to the corner here and get across the goal line. And Mekhi takes basically one step, turns to his right, and rips this football about 15 yards in the air to the right side of this pylon. And it's really, really well done. That's a great 2-point conversion and a great drive by Tanner Mekhi, who will be getting a lot of quarterback 2 questions, I would say, the next couple of days. And Philadelphia is a 1-point lead. How about that?
I mean, it's almost impossible at this point to make an argument for Kenny Pickett. Like, because before you'd say, well, he doesn't have the O-line. The O-line's not really blocking for him. He doesn't have the weapons. He's got all these other, just excuses, basically. But what we're seeing from Tanner Mekhi, it's the same squad, if not some other guys coming out, so it doesn't even have as many weapons. And he's able to maximize that. Like, the offense looks like there's somewhat of a challenge. Like, they're going to challenge you. They're going to test the defense. And we haven't and didn't see that from Kenny Pickett. So I can't envision that there's going to be there's at least got to be a controversy at this point. Despite what we may all think, the thought would have been, that the Eagles are not going to move forward with that. But we'll see. Eagles leading, though, 14-13 as they're going to kick this one away. And it'll land in the end zone, or caught in the end zone, but it will be returned. And up to the 10-yard line. Now the 15 is Wallace. Cuts to the right side, trying to make a man miss. Pushed out of bounds at the 17-yard line, looks like. By, couldn't tell who that was.
All right, so 4:18. You can't afford a field goal. And, just play some defense here, try and stop Joe Milton, and get out of preseason 2-0, huh?
I would say so. Daniel, I understand. Yes, Mekhi is R2, says no controversy. But I'm just saying, in terms of the Eagles organization, I think it's going to take quite a bit. May still be enough right now, but I'm just saying quite a bit for Howie making that trade to be like, he's not the QB2 for Pickett. But Milton pressured, and he's going to go down. On the first play, a sack, and that one is going to be the Hunter, Jalyx Hunt.
Wow.
Get to play the little sack icon, too. It's perfect. The dude keeps showing up.
Is a great inside move from Jalyx Hunt. I mean, this is classic speed, getting around the guard, and really blowing this play up before Joe Milton knew what hit him. A loss of 7. That is very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Second and 17 now. Takes the snap here. Milton has a man. It's dropped incomplete. A screen was set up, and there was some room for Jennings, looks like, but incomplete with the drop.
All right, well, 3rd and 17, 3:44 to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts. You got to figure, you get the football back, you get a couple first downs, this ball game's going to be over very quick.
You got to love it. Also, shout out to Alexander real quick. Appreciate the 5. Said, love listening to the 1-2 punch of you guys. Reminds me of what Saquon and Jalen will do this upcoming season. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Milton takes the snap. More pressure coming. He's going to be tripped up and sacked. And that one is going to be, actually, I was going to say Patrick Johnson, but that is...
not. Who is that? 46?
Why am I drawing a blank on who that is? 46. Lewis. Oh, my gosh.
Jeez, that's really going down to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking about, because I saw the 4 and immediately just think, it's Patrick Johnson. But
right.
There you go. Showing up in a good way, making some news for a good reason. We'll take that.
Bobby YT PUBG Mobile, $2 super chat. Yes, I need to win this leg. There you go. Well, we're trying. Right now, it's looking good.
Okay. Hopefully, I don't know if you did the money line or you're doing the spread, but either way, Ainias Smith now on the punt return and catches it, so that's a positive. Doesn't really go anywhere, but out of bounds at about midfield, and the Eagles will get the ball back. So ball at the 50-yard line, and I'm assuming that Tanner Mekhi is going to still play the rest of this game because I don't know why there's anyone else, which is a confidence factor if you've got anything on this one, or the leg that, what's his name that I can't pronounce, needs it. So good luck to you. Also, John, appreciate the 20, says, thanks for the coverage. You guys rock. Go Birds.
Appreciate that.
We appreciate you, John. You got a great sign, by the way, too. I may have seen it somewhere, but I love the profile pic. Great sign.
Boy has the money line, so looking good.
Okay, even better. Had a pretty good payout for that one since they were 3-point underdogs.
There you go.
2:48 to play. Got to hold on for this one. Ball technically at the 49 of New England. Mekhi going to be handing this one off, this time to TDP. Shows some patience, maybe too much patience, but really not hold to go. So brought down after a gain of about 1 or 2. Second down.
It was Booker on the sack, not Jalyx Hunt, by the way. So we got that one wrong. I thought for sure that it was Jalyx Hunt. But
Drew,
no.
Yep, I see several now, people. Sorry. Thank you, guys. 59, yep, calling it out. We were so ready to give it to Jalyx Hunt because I immediately, same thing. I saw it and I was like, yes, let's go. But we try our best. This is preseason, so, we have some mistakes as well.
It's like we have a timeout, as you expect from New England. They got one left plus a 2-minute warning.
Yep. There we go. Play the graphic. Storm 7 saying undefeated preseason with a little question mark there. I don't know. Maybe.
One more after this if they hold on.
Who knows what that means exactly. I don't know if an undefeated preseason or a defeated preseason makes much of a difference, but I guess you'll take the wins. Shout out to everybody in the chat and watching. Almost 800 likes. We're almost there. If you've not already, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe if you have not either. We appreciate that. It means a lot. Wojak giving us the benefit of the doubt. Eagles number font 58 and 59 look identical. So
appreciate that.
That.
Yep. Philly just
another timeout.
Yep. So yeah, well,
one
second
more.
and 8 still 2:42 to go. One for each team.
Because we couldn't finish this game before 10 p.m. for those
I thought
on
so.
the East Coast.
I thought so. I thought that there was a chance. No, thought there was a chance. Doesn't seem to be the case. Still, tomorrow's Feel Good Friday, though. We just get chill, Get a little video recap. That's about it. Go to the gym. Nice and easy day.
Heck yeah. Reese's Buff says you guys are more entertaining than Bick and Joe on Fox. Go Birds.
There you go. Appreciate that. All right, now they're going to snap. Here we go.
Second and 8, 2:42 in the fourth. Tanner McKee in the gun. Ball on the 47 of New England. Takes the snap. 4-man pressure. Looking middle. Not going to go right. Dumps it off. It's TDP and brought down at the line of scrimmage. So no
final
game.
Timeout from New England. That'll they can't stop the clock again until the 2-minute warning. But 3rd down and 8, you gotta get a first down here to maybe really ice this game. First down basically seals it because they can run all the way down the 2-minute warning and then a couple of runs and punt away with seconds left on the clock. So we will. I think they should throw. I mean, you got to try to win this game.
Yep, I think so. Just go ahead and end it. Get the first down. Be confident. Play for the win. Drew is saying here, I don't know if this is on the Eagles broadcast or if this is just a past report, but Drew is saying Dave Spadero reporting that the Eagles really love Kenny Pickett. So,
okay, well, I'm glad somebody does.
Cool. Good for you guys. Maybe there's others that do. McKee going to take the snap here, 3rd and 8. He will throw.
Ow!
Looking left side, going to take a deep shot, and it's caught, but it's... I don't know if he got it 2 feet down. They're going to rule it out. Jacob Harris. It was a pretty good catch, jumping up for it, but could not get the second foot in.
This is a great throw. Let's see. 1 foot down. Yeah, that second leg is kind of caught in the air, kind of hanging off the right side of that Patriot defender. That's legal in college. It won't go here. And 2:32 to go. Down 1. Patriots get a chance. Joe Milton to be the hero. It's a good ball, though. Stick shift just said it. That's a really good ball.
It is. And also, I appreciate Chan's. It says, Dave can report I love my step-parents, too. Don't mean it's true. You guys keeping it real.
Oh, man.
Oh, 4th and 8. The punt is away. And a fair catch is going to be called by Wallace at the 16-yard line. So New England will have the ball. 2:25 left in the 4th, trailing by 1. And your parlays, your legs, your money lines are still hanging on by a thread. There's a chance.
I like Fade saying, "What is Dave basing that on?" I guess practice would be my guess.
Because Howie
It's
called
not the
down and said,
game.
"Dave, we love Kenny Pickett."
We love Kenny Pickett. We'll tweet that right now. Yeah, well.
All right. Let's see. Is this Bailey Zappi in there now?
It is.
1st and 10.
Oh,
Four-man pressure. Going to throw over the middle and nearly intercepted, or looked like it, but it's actually caught. Ben Van Sumeren in coverage.
I thought Ben Van Sumeren was going to do it. Oh, here, Dave said this on the Eagle broadcast. I know there were conversations about Tanner McKee after 2 great preseasons. The Eagles really like Kenny Pickett. They view this team as 3 quarterbacks, and Pickett is 2.
Well, good for him, as there's a pass to the right side, complete to the running back, wide open. I'm not sure who was supposed to happen, but a gain of about 14 and a first down. It still feels like one of those reports where you're like, all right, we're getting all this hype from fans, and they're seeing what's going on, so let's go ahead and get ahead of it. But I just don't know how you I don't know how you take that and you see the game that he's had, and you just it's almost like you're trying to lock it in with that report. Like, if you're giving it to him and you're telling it to the rest of the public, that's trying to say, like, yeah, who cares? Jason saying, yeah, I love my ex-wife. All these different comments here about what he would report. Oh my gosh. Walt Liquor, hey, appreciate that. Says, I like the stream, although a Pats fan. Good job. That means a lot. We appreciate that, despite being a Pats fan. Wojak, the Pats are trying to win, yes. As we're getting there, slowly but surely.
All right. Getting close. 9:54 on the East Coast. See, they wrap this one up here pretty soon.
They can do it for you.
I want another win. I want another dub.
We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
Give me another dub.
There's your stats while we're in the commercial break, for those of you curious and wondering. But Tanner McKee, 140 yards, 15 for 19, 7.4 average, 97.4 rating. That is your QB2. Although, Howie Roseman would like you to believe that 11 for 13, 67 yards, and a 5.2 average with 4 sacks is your QB2 in Kenny Pickett. He did get sacked more. I would also say objectively the pass blocking was not as good for Kenny Pickett. However, there were at least 2 times that just by him not being as decisive, he caused the sack himself. So
I agree.
Take that for what we may. TDP leads the runners with 7 yards per carry, 4 carries for 28 yards. Joseph Ngata, 5 receptions, 88 yards, 17.6 average.
Pretty good. Pretty good, huh? It's not bad.
You'd gladly take that. I mean,
yeah, you would.
He's not a surefire, wide receiver 3, 4, 5 even, but just the fact that you've got some depth there, he's assuredly a practice squad guy. But given the depth, and if you have some injury issues and how he doesn't actually go and make a play, then I don't know. Let's see. Defensively, Nakobe Dean, your leading tackler.
Okay.
5 tackles.
Take that.
Yes, Thomas Booker with the sack officially. We see it there, as I was wanting to give that one to Jalyx Hunt. Gusto, appreciate the 5. Question here, what happened to Teron Jackson? Is he still on the team? Yes, he is. He's actually registered with 1 tackle officially tonight, so he is still on the team. Hasn't gotten too many reps, but he is still an Eagle, so for what that's worth.
Scriz, the CEO, says, are one of you guys giving away Eagles-Falcons tickets? I think you already did. I don't think yours are available now.
Actually, Tuesday giving it away, but yes.
There you go. Okay. And I'm giving mine away when I get 60K subs. So soon, very soon. Here we go. Back from commercial.
So enter for both of those. You could, who knows, maybe get lucky, win 4 of them. But yes, back from commercial here, as I might be a bit behind you. I'm just getting the snap. Zappy with the snap, dropping back, looking left side, going to fire a deep shot on an out. It's complete, and a first down. Very, very easy there. Eli Rickson coverage, out of bounds, 1:55 to play.
Yeah, I'd refresh your stream a little bit ahead right now. Okay. You mentioned it, 1:55, out of bounds, clock stops. 14-13 game as they're showing the Patriot kicker Rylan warming up here. Needs to get about 30 more yards to have a chance. Let me know when you're back in. Zappy in the gun.
Okay,
Eagles potentially showing pressure. All you.
All right. Yep. Looks like Zappy throws it left side, incomplete. Intended receiver there. Actually, couldn't tell who the intended receiver, but throws a little high, incomplete.
Eli Ricks in coverage. He was looking, pick six Ricks. This is his time to make a play, and he's staring down Zappy as Vince Sumarin had a really good pressure there to make Zappy step up and throw this ball out of bounds. But
snap, and it's fumbled, and the Eagles have it.
Okay.
It's a bad snap, fumbled, roll backwards. Zappy couldn't hold on, and it is gathered up there by, goodness. I could not see the Eagle. I could not tell who that was. Was that Lewis, the linebacker?
47?
I think it was. It's so hard to tell with we're so far down in the depth chart, and apologies to these guys. Oh, this is a miserable snap. I mean,
oh my God.
You might have had some money on that parlay there. Yep, that was Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith, yeah.
Brandon Smith with the seal in the deal. Recovers the fumble.
Does the Patriots center not know that he's in shotgun? I don't know what was going on there.
That was so bad. Jeez. So terrible.
Yeah, well,
oh my gosh.
Victory formation. Birds are going to do it, baby, huh? Another game won off a fumble since Storm 7. Yeah, that's what happened. That 2-0 preseason feeling, baby. Doesn't get any better than that, besides winning regular games. But, what are you going to do? Poor Bailey Zappi trying to go win the football game. What a bummer. What a bummer. Birds do it again.
Gotta love it. And they're in the victory formation now, so that one is pretty much a given. There's a minute 10, clock is ticking. New England out of timeouts. Should just be 2 more kneel downs, and this one is over.
All right. How quickly does a reporter ask Nick Sirianni about Tanner McKee versus Kenny Pickett? That TBD on tomorrow's show. Tune in next time, because that's going to be very, very interesting.
Incredibly quickly. You have to ask that question. Let me get to some of these super chats too as we're winding down. Appreciate all you guys. Seriously. I mean, look, we're at 1,500 people almost here. Almost 900 likes. You guys are the best. Y'all already knew that, but appreciate the 5 from Wesley. Says, appreciate the game coverage on a preseason game. Go Birds. The McCourty twins were horrific. So you were right there with us, listening to the broadcast, trying to survive. As the Eagles win 14-13, those that took the money line, congrats to you. Those that took the +3, it wasn't even a sweat. You're good to go. The Eagles improved to 2-0 on the preseason. Philly Don, thank you as well for the 2. Says, have a good night, everyone. There's really no reason to let this one linger. I mean, any last second thoughts that you had, Thomas? This is a late night as well, so everyone's trying to get out of here. But anything to wrap it up?
I think that you're going to have a lot of fans saying quarterback controversy. I think the Eagles will hold fast and say no, because they traded away some pretty good draft capital for Kenny Pickett, and they don't want to ruin his overall, growth and potential as a quarterback. And apparently, according to Dave Spadaro, they like what he's seen so far during training camp. But listen, I mean, he looked good. He looked really good. And we just got a super chat here from Taekwon Fortune saying, Ngata with a bunch of eye emojis. Joseph Ngata played very, very well. And that's a position that, has an opportunity to make the roster based on injuries, based on Johnny Wilson being in concussion protocol for this game, Ainias Smith not doing much. And so Ngata, his stock rose big time tonight. Overall, a quiet game, Josh. I don't think there was anything crazy special. I don't think anyone blew me away besides Tanner McKee and Joseph Ngata. But hey, a win's a win, and we'll take it. And we're getting ready for one final week of preseason practices before we get ready for week 1 against the Green Bay Packers.
Thank the Lord. I'll just say that. There's only so much preseason that we could take, and we're glad for the people that are trying to get roster spots. But I'm right there with you, yes. And appreciate the 2, Taekwon, for the Ngata comment. He did have a night. Curious to see if he can do something. The injuries, we'll keep you guys posted, obviously, within the videos the next coming days. How serious is Johnny Wilson? The concussion, that thing was kind of strange and odd. But will we see anything from Howie, the QB controversy, everything else? But yes, so seeing all the comments from everybody wishing the best, hanging out, all the other stuff. That was fantastic. Fade into you said you guys rock, so much better than listening to the broadcast. Thank you. Good night. Again, appreciate it. This is just the preseason, so more to come. More graphics, other things in the works too for the live stream. So only going to get bigger and better. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you've not already. Thomas is giving away the Brian Westbrook autographed jersey, also the tickets to the Nick Foles game that we got going on.
Yep.
Get him to the 60K subs. And like I say, just make sure to stay tuned because we'll have more on the videos coming out soon. But appreciate it as always. For Thomas Mott, I'm Josh Davis, and you guys have an awesome night. Go Birds.
Go Birds.